Start us up now. Hello. Sorry for the wait, everybody. Getting a couple of things settled. Still trying to work on a few things. But it's all getting sorted out. Trying to do all our do what we can to make the show a better show, more entertaining show, and stream along fluidly. Our guest Teal will be joining us. She'll be tapping in sooner or later. But in the meantime, we'll just go on ahead and get it started. What's up, everybody, and how you doing, Chris?
What's good, man? What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for coming through. You already know. Marcus, what's good, man? Over here, same old shit, just working and paying attention to, as usual, trying to pay attention to a bunch of shit going on. The big day is on Tuesday. There's a lot of movement over here. There's a lot of police in the area. I even saw some Secret Service people on the low around here. For those who don't know, the Trump Watch Party is going to be basically down the block from where I used to stay. So actually, Marcus, I'm going to go try to do some like on the ground reporting Tuesday from the convention center.
I'm planning for the inauguration. So I'm putting this out right now. So y'all know I'm not going because I think Trump is going to be there and I want to be a part of it, or I think Kamala is going to be there. I'm going there just strictly, on my journalistic type shit, even though I don't know if I'm quite a journalist, but I'm just going to go to try to talk to some people on the ground. Also to give me an excuse to go see DC for my first time. And
you haven't been to DC?
No, never been to DC.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I don't know, Chris, if you want to join, I think that'll be something cool to do.
January, we should try to like work that out. So we'd be at least in town for that. But
yeah, just so we can be there on the ground and be able to talk to some of the people. And then if it go bad, either direction, we able to be there. Of course, we ain't walking in no buildings with nobody. I'm gonna stay at a distance and I'm gonna film you motherfuckers and I'm gonna talk to y'all, but I ain't going to nowhere.
Marcus, the cameras have zoom in. I can see your ass from right here.
Yep. Damn Skippy. So I want to throw a shout out also to everybody. I saw Miguel and Lucy. I saw them. They were in the chat about an hour before the show, easily.
Oh, nice. What's up, y'all?
So shout out to them, definitely. Shout out Kat. Nina's in the building. Miguel, Knit Ram Case, Wesley's in the building. John Kemper, Saul Good. He says, "Have no fear, I is here." Saul says Harris finna lose. We'll get into that later on. We're gonna hit we're gonna kind of build through a couple of different things, get all the like my mom used to say, you always eat all your vegetables before you get to the main tray. So we're gonna eat our vegetables, get to our main meal, and then maybe a little dessert at the end. And let's see. Yes, I will give I'm gonna star your comment, Chamonique, and I will get to that when we get to it. I don't want to get us all over the place too much because it's already too easy to do that. And I figure, of course, because I got a couple of news stories. I just wanted to touch on a couple of things, kind of some things that kind of raised my eyebrows a little bit, and kind of talk a little bit about some of the stuff going on in the Middle East. There's been comments made and so we'll go from that. Then we'll Chris has some hip hop news and stuff that he wanted to talk about, and by then I think Teal should be in here, and so she wanted to talk about that also. So I'm gonna try to hold that along so that they both can be able to get their thoughts out and go back and forth, and then we will get into all the politics questions. So save all of that until then, please. Um, but first thing, I mean, I guess I can run through some of these stories without having to put everything on the screen. Um, I don't know if you heard the news. I don't know how you are about animals, if you're an animal lover or not. But to the animal lovers out there, the viral news going around about Peanut the squirrel. Uh, I know some people are a little broken up. I don't know how y'all feeling out there, but do you know about Peanut the squirrel, Chris?
Yeah, I saw the story this morning. I mean, they ran in there, they killed the squirrel, they took it from him. End of story, I guess.
Well, lawsuits are going to be coming. A congressman got involved. I know I said I wasn't going to hop into any politics lately. I mean, until later, but I guess I can throw that one comment that was said by the congressman. He said, it's interesting in the Hochul administration, they don't care about dealing with the problem with illegal immigration, but yet their priorities are on going after a supposed a dangerous squirrel in somebody's apartment. And it's like they've had the squirrel for 7 years, and that's what you're putting your focus on. So, I mean, well, I'll say, like I said, I'm not trying to go into the politics yet. We can go into that later, but I see politicians taking advantage of trying to hop on any story they can. Uh, I don't know your thoughts, Chris, and then we can
Yeah, I
move
mean,
on from Peanut.
I mean, like everything else, it's a small animal. It seems harmless. Well, it is harmless. Stuff like that is going to play well on people's emotions, and you involve the government, police. It's going to make people just look at the authorities like, damn, you so heavy-handed. And again, even the politician, I can't be mad. They threw the alley oop to him. He went and dunked it. Right? They made it easy for him to make that comment about a squirrel versus migrants. So they
Mm-hmm.
they they served that up on a platter for him. If he knocked that out the park, he did. Politicians are opportunists, so I'm not gonna, it is what it is. Miguel, I saw what you did right there, Miguel.
Wow.
But it happened, and that's it. He can find another squirrel.
I don't know. Maybe,
Sad.
maybe not. Maybe not. Because the
It's
guy. It's the little story with it is that the squirrel he rescued it. The mom that got hit by a car, and so he
car, yeah,
raised the squirrel for 7 years. And then,
yeah.
like
So of
Yonita
course,
said, I mean, he probably
yeah.
can find another rescue squirrel, but I mean, I don't get why. You know, I don't know. It's weird. Some public officials are fucking overly active on their job and shit. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's many other things to worry about in fucking New York than that. But hey,
But
it
remember,
happened
like
and it's over
everything,
with. Uh huh.
I'm saying, like everything else, whenever you see something that has an extreme emotional reaction, either good, bad, happy, sad, whatever it might be, that presents opportunities to get in there and to make yourself popular, make yourself seem like you with the people or whatever it is, whatever the situation is. So this had highly emotional mother hit by a car. Um, baby, he kept it, single man. Like
Oh
it's
well, him and his wife.
Oh, I didn't know if he was married. Okay, he and his wife. Right? This is a feel good story. So that went really bad.
Yeah, and the fact that this squirrel that garnered over 3 million, Instagram, that's why it's become such an issue. Is because and I just wonder, like, people who make the decision, like, I'm going to go in and do this. You do realize this is a high profile. I Whether you like it or not, it's a high profile animal. You're going to piss off a lot of people. I don't get why there's not enough common sense to be like, you know what? Why are we doing this? I mean, there's much bigger issues to get into, but we've already spent enough time talking about this, so we'll move on to the next topic. I've noticed in restaurants and in business, what is it? I'm trying to remember Wendy's is having some financial issues quite badly. Um, they have let's see, what is the story? Where'd it go? It's not only Wendy's. Wendy's closing more than 140 restaurants, and TGI Fridays is basically cut their restaurants in half and going into filing for bankruptcy. So I mean, it's kind of crazy starting to see the end of an era, and I'm wondering if it's just because these restaurants in particular have been kind of low performing for years. I mean, many people know Fridays has kind of been, having some troubles, and I'm honestly surprised it's not an Applebee's story, because a lot of people would typically go to Fridays over Applebee's. So I don't know if maybe that's a sign of struggles with the economy, overall, overall issues, or if we weren't going through this inflation, if this would have affected it or not. I don't know, but I do know that this is definitely, both of those businesses are starting to hurt a little bit. And it made sense to me, Wendy's, because I don't know how many other people go to Wendy's. I go to Wendy's occasionally. I like their spicy nuggets. And so I'll get the spicy nuggets and a chili on Tuesday. They have these little specials. And one thing I've noticed is they come up with something new on the menu almost every time I went through there. And whenever you see a lot of changes on the menu for a chain restaurant, that is a bad sign. So I'm just putting that out there. If y'all see that, y'all start seeing them, oh, new brand, new this, new that, new this, new that. They're having some problems.
Mm. Yeah, I'm not surprised. There are a lot of the restaurants and places from the mid to late 90s, early 2000s that used to be, staples of where people would go for happy hours, after work, midday on a Saturday after a sporting event, or maybe after church on a Sunday. People would go. People have their their habits have changed. And also, when people would be going out, a lot of people are door dashing and ordering food out. They're not necessarily going into the restaurants anymore. So it was just a matter of time. Some of these things, some of these restaurants that really came up during the mid to late 90s and, had some success in the 2000s, unfortunately for them, their time is done. And also too, they oversaturated. They went ahead and put these things on every single block. New York is one thing, but when you live out here in Florida where everything is just a strip mall, when you put them at every mile marker, every mile and a half, every two and a half miles, you gonna it don't seem as exclusive anymore. It don't seem as cool because it's everywhere. So
Yeah.
you
And
know they
growing up,
they, they
oh, sorry. I was gonna say, growing up, I never remembered a lot of people being like, I want to go to Wendy's to go get a burger. It's like that was like not the number one choice most of the time.
no, it wasn't. So this is I I think they had their run. Their run is over. They'll probably invest into something else, or maybe someone will come along and pick it up and try to transform it into something newer. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I remember those days when everybody used to go to the little salad bar they had and all that, but I don't know. I think that there's just been a lot of times in cases when you see chains like this losing, it's mismanagement, and it's typically because they're floating too much of the profits to the top and worrying about shareholders way too much to take care of the restaurant itself. And when you worry that much more about the shareholders than keeping the business, afloat, you start having these issues. Um,
You know
let's
the
see.
the
Mhm,
other thing too is they operate a lot of brick and mortar places, so that's a lot of insurance, that's a lot of rent. There's a
mhm.
lot of costs that come along with operating, businesses like that, and they probably stretch themselves out a little too thin. So now it's like, oh shit, we got all this inventory and we don't have all the clients for it. So what are we gonna do? So we have to shut down and, think of a plan forward.
But even if it was just the brick and mortar, like the door dashes and stuff, that telling me that they're not even getting the door dashes. Like
Yeah, not right.
they're just not getting the service at all. So that's where that trouble is coming in. I see old man Barker's in the building. What's up, old man Barker? And shout out to Rick. I saw
Parker,
Rick
what's up?
come in here also. But it,
Uh,
it, it shows to me that they're having some problems, and I'm starting to think that it's not just um all of course I'm going to always blame a big chunk of it on the way a lot of this capitalistic system runs. um and I'm not saying necessarily over, I'm talking about just the way our system runs in particular, where it's squeeze every single dime to the top. And because they're doing this and they're not really, because you had the days back in the 80s where a lot of these corporations, they ran a lot more, they ran a lot more smoothly. Most of their workers were able to have that one job, plenty of vacation time, and they weren't going through all this is that greed is good period that came in under the Jack Welches. And that new mentality that came in is where I see it makes sense that eventually this would come to this, and more of those old school businesses would actually be casualties of it. But and I think we're going to see more of this. I don't think it's going to be the end. I don't know if y'all remember. This could be another prediction that Demolition Man kind of disclosed. Remember how all the restaurants became Taco Bell? I don't think it's necessarily going to become Taco Bell, but I can
mm-hmm.
definitely see it all becoming under the umbrella of one, restaurant in particular. But we'll leave it at that for now. I do this one I will bring up on the screen. Thought it was an interesting story, and I wanted to share it with y'all because it is a seismic kind of situation over there. But in our media, we're definitely not hearing anything about it. Let me close this extra stuff off the screen. Yes, block notifications. Good gracious. The advertisements are ridiculous. But let me
Hmm.
share this with you. I see Thomas is in the building. What's up, Thomas? Um so here we go. End of a 58-year rule. Botswana ruling party loses election. So Botswana president, uh, I'm not gonna try to say that. What is it? Getsi, um, Masisi conceded defeat on Friday after preliminary results showed his party had lost its parliamentary majority by a landslide in this week's election, ending nearly 6 decades in power. With more than half of constituencies reporting the opposition coalition umbrella for democratic change had a significant lead, putting its leader, lawyer Duma Boko, on track to win the presidency. Analysts said that mounting social economic grievances, particularly among young people, were the downfall of the ruling Botswana Democratic Party, which has governed the small southern African state since independence from Britain in 1966. So, dang it, get this stuff out of the way. Botswana has largely depended on its diamonds for income, but a downturn in the global diamond market has caused economic growth to plummet this year, while unemployment rose to 28%. State television showed that based on results from 41 of 61 constituencies up for grabs, the UDC had won 26 seats in parliament, while the BDP had only 3. Ooh, that's pretty brutal. Um, members of members of parliament elect the president. Boko, who has not yet spoken publicly since the results, had campaigned on issues such as raising the minimum wage and increasing social grants. Although I want to stay on as your president, I respect the will of the people and I congratulate the president elect. I will step aside and I will support the new administration, Masisi said at a press conference. So I'll leave it there. I just thought it was kind of interesting. You don't hear very often somebody who has power for almost 60 years, a party lose it like that every day. So just thought it was something kind of interesting, and it didn't miss me that with the downturn in the diamond trade that's been going on, how it's affected Botswana. So I just wanted to bring that up, put that out there. I know with our presidential election, it's easy to kind of overlook some of those other things, but that's my thoughts. What do you think, Chris?
I mean, I guess it's good that they could have a transition of power that doesn't come with a whole bunch of violence, tons of propaganda and things like that. So, I mean, the people wanted to change. I'm not going to pretend to know the on the ground issues of Botswana and what was going on there. So, but I will say, if a party that has held the reins of power for 50 some odd years, almost 60 years, that must mean everybody's time come to an end. Just like we were just talking about TGI Fridays and these other restaurants in the prior segment. Everything has its day and its time.
Yeah, the what I do know about it is um they were kind of more of a neoliberal type government. They they kind of would be closer to, they would be basically like centrist. And this younger group is kind of the group that took them out of power. They're kind of not much different. They're probably maybe slightly to the left of them. Um, but it's kind of one of those situations where the economy wasn't great over most of this time period, but it kind of hummed along and people were able to, get through their day to day and not have as much strife. And when it started to take a turn, it was very noticeable. And they say, you know what, time to get them out of there and let's take a chance on the next. So, um, hopefully, and anytime you hear that they've had 60 years like that uninterrupted kind of power, know that there was probably some funny business going on. I wouldn't be surprised if some kind of Western country had some influences and hooks into that country to keep it in power for that long. It's just kind of a surprise that it changed up. Um, let's see. Saul said things are shaking up. African countries are pushing back against the U.S. and the French. I would definitely say that this has something to do with that. It looks like what you're seeing across Africa in general is you are seeing the younger population be a lot more politically
Saying
active.
fuck that.
A
They
lot.
saying fuck it.
Yeah,
They saying everything that our parents and grandparents did, it didn't work, and we appreciate the effort, but now we have to do this a different way. And we're seeing some results. We're seeing some support. Of course, there's going to be low points. There's going to be pushback. There's going to be resistance to that. However, but they're
mhm,
no longer trying to move throughout, time, moving just like their parents and grandparents did. They're just
yeah,
not.
yeah. That's honestly that's what I see, the correlation that I'm seeing. That it's whichever way that they're voting, either way, the younger populations worldwide are starting to get more and more active and change things. And it makes sense. The economy has been rougher for the younger generations, us included. And so it makes sense you're going to get some pushback. Whether it necessarily goes in the right direction or not, who knows? I don't
It
know
might be even.
enough about that new government, but I do know that there has been. I do know that government is promising a lot of change, and so when things are bad, people change sounds really good.
I mean, look, unknown is preferable to what we know and is not working.
Yeah, I see Nahilo. What's up, Michael? Glad to see you in here. Archer says BRICS is rising. I would definitely say that is part of it, even though Botswana is not connected to BRICS. Botswana's kind of been doing their own thing, especially since their independence back in '66. And so it's just interesting to see where they go from there. I'm kind of more
Speaking of,
interested in seeing what happens in the because in the was it the Central Africa, North Central Africa, kind of right where the sub-Saharan area meets, the Nigeria, Mali, Burkina Faso, all those areas is where you have more of the actual strife as far as well, and then you have over in Sudan, those areas across that strip is where you have more of the violent
Congo.
revolts and the violent revolts and the mass slaughtering of people, starvation, and a lot of those things which we used to see all the time back in the day, on the news, when they're talking about help a starving child. That's where you would see a lot of that stuff, and we weren't talking much about the rest of the parts of Africa, although that doesn't exclude some of the horrific stuff that's going on in South Africa and some of the stuff that's going on there right now. But that area is the hotbed of kind of what's going on in Africa right now.
Hmm. Yeah, it's very interesting to watch. And simultaneously, as they are trying to get things correct internally in like a Burkina Faso or a Mali, you also have somebody like Mr. William Gates, like concerned extremely about the population of the continent, not just individual countries. So it their their progress will be seen as a threat, and we will see inevitable attempts made by foreign governments, foreign business people, or just these quote philanthropists to get in there and cause mayhem, and that they've always done. They'll just switch it up, but I can already see that people like Bill Gates, they're paying very close attention to what's
You
going on there.
there's warrants out for his arrest in a couple of African countries.
Mm-hmm.
And
Correct, Jonina.
so
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it, Jonina, but yeah, that's what they've been up to in not just the continent of Africa, but Southeast Asia as well.
yeah, definitely. And after the election dies down, hopefully, it'll be more time to kind of dig back into some of those issues because, this takes up so much oxygen that we kind of do have to cover the political stuff, despite, kind of our stances on it. But I definitely look forward to being able to get back more into covering more of this foreign policy stuff, or not even necessarily foreign policy, just foreign stories happening around the rest of the world too. Um, Let's see. And Saul had a good point. Latin America is where the U.S. steals from. Africa is where Europe steals from, and they both steal from parts of the Middle East. So, um, and then I heard somebody mentioned something about Belt and Road. Oh yeah, it was
Exactly.
Saul. He said Libya was providing for their people some and overthrew them. You'll see some shit if they welcome in China's Belt and Road programs. Also, I didn't bring it up, which I'll probably bring it up next week if I remember or somebody remind me. China is working on their version of the Belt and Road initiative also, and so that should be interesting. What comes about when the last time that Japan started trying to do things to actually, you know, um, to advance their economy. Last time they did that, they were a real threat economically to the U.S. And even though they traded with the U.S. perfectly fine and were considered allies, the U.S. still kneecapped them and set their economy back by decades. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. If Japan continues to play friendly with the U.S., or if they decide to, drop some of their long beef that they've had with China and kind of use them as a shield to be able to grow economically without the West affecting them. So I don't know. It's kind of an interesting time right now to see what's going to happen around the world. Um,
You
yeah.
mentioned, you said it's, interesting time, but as the saying goes, nothing new under the sun. I don't know if it was earlier this week or last week. The United Nations went to vote on the blockade for Cuba. All of the countries in the world ruled in favor of ending the embargo. Only the United States and only Israel voted to keep the embargo. So this goes along with what I've been saying for a few weeks now here. The rest of the world, y'all are some pussies. Like straight up, y'all are just straight pussy. I don't want to hear about strategies, strategic this. I don't want to hear nothing about it. Y'all all soft. All right, all of you. You allow this. You allow two countries to sit there and stop this. None of you would be brave enough to do business with that country because you're afraid. So again, the leaders, y'all are pussy or controlled, and the people on the ground in those particular, not in Cuba, but um, all around the rest of them, they. I don't even know
Well,
why people get upset politically sometimes because and nobody exercises any power. No citizens really outside of the African countries we mentioned. They're the only ones exercising any type of power, making some sort of sacrifice. Everybody in the rest of the world, they're not willing to sacrifice or fight for anything, and their governments are 1,000% controlled because we're saying 132 countries voted to end a blockade, and two countries that vote no can stop it, and everybody's gonna go along with that. All right, cool.
well, there's two big countries which are outside of that, of course, and that would be China and Russia. They still
Pussy.
are willing to trade. No, they'll trade. Russia still trades with Cuba. They still send them
Yeah.
stuff anyway.
hmm And you know it's
Um,
funny,
mhm.
they'll do joint military exercises, and this how much like even a good friend Russia is, right? You manage to get warships and weapons onto this side of the world, but you can't help them with any kind of infrastructure. You can't help them with any kind of automobile sector work. You can't help them build the internet or intranet, if you will, that would work. You can't do anything else, but you can send over military shit for exercises. All right, get out of here.
Yeah. Archer said Mexico sends oil. That's what I'm saying. There's still countries that are sending some stuff, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just not full
Oil is
open.
probably one of the few things that they just say, okay, fine, you can send them a little bit. Like, we don't want them, we don't totally want to wipe them out just yet.
Yeah, which I look at a situation of it the US is going to be in a Victor Sweet type situation. I don't know if y'all recognize the name Victor Sweet. There was a movie called Four Brothers, and Victor Sweet was like the main man who was running everything. And the thing about Victor Sweet is not only he treated his enemies like shit, he treated his allies like shit also. And so when it came an opportunity for a weakness, all his own people turned against him and was the very one that put him into that icy hole. So yes, Saul knows what I'm talking about. So that's why I say watch out for the US running into their Victor Sweet moment. Um that said, I got one other story. Well, two more quick stories. Well, I guess I can string them out a little until Teal gets here. But what was it? Where was it at? Oh, here it is. This is a story that I want to bring up. Man, sad story, and I figure get this out of the way right now because the reason why I wanted to bring this up because this is unusual that you hear a sheriff doing this, especially for a young black man in Alabama. Hold on, let's see. I guess it's all the way up. Sheriff asked FBI to investigate death of black man found hanging in Alabama miles from his home. FBI is investigating the death of a black man in Alabama who was found hanging in an abandoned house following a request from a local sheriff amid fears among community members who accuse local law enforcement of long-standing unchecked misconduct. Sheriff deputies found Denoris Richardson, 39, in September in a rural part of Colbert County, miles away from his home in Sheffield, a city approximately 10,000 people near the Tennessee River. The Colbert County Sheriff's Office ruled Richardson's death a suicide, but Richardson's wife, Leigh Richardson, has said this is not true, explaining her husband did not leave a note and had no connection to the house where he was found. I know this is a story that had popped up before, but I know that I've been kind of holding back to talk about this until I heard more information. And then when I ran across this story, I was like, oh, it's a perfect time to bring this back up. Instead, the 40-year-old fears her husband's death was related to a lawsuit he filed against the local police department in February. Denoris Richardson, who coached kids in baseball and football, had allegedly was assaulted, denied medical attention, sprayed with tear gas, and shocked with a taser while in jail. Leigh Richardson said she is not accusing a specific person, but is adamant her husband did not kill himself. She is not alone in her belief. Widespread skepticism about Richardson's death underscores deep-seated distrust of local law enforcement in Colbert County. In a region where hanging invokes a long history of state-sanctioned lynchings by black people, for black people, residents in the county allege a pattern of excessive force among local law enforcement. Sheriff Eric Ballantyne, who confirmed the FBI accepted his request to investigate, said his department exhausted all resources in its investigations. We feel confident in what our findings were, but we feel like by doing this, we can give the family more peace of mind, Ballantyne said. A spokesperson for the FBI's field office in Birmingham confirmed the FBI is aware of Denoris Richardson's death and is reviewing the allegations of criminal misconduct. So this story, and I remember, it seems like yesterday when I was in Alabama, and I remember because of the long-standing history of Alabama, my antennas were up. I was definitely very uneasy being in Alabama after dark. And once I start looking around, I'm seeing strip malls, I'm seeing all that. I was like, you know what? Alabama's not that much different than a lot of places, and I started feeling comfortable again. By the way, I was in an armored truck, so this is while I was working armored truck. And then I look up to see a digital billboard that says, God knows who hung so and so on this block or whatever. Turn yourselves in. If law enforcement doesn't catch you, God knows what you did. And I'm like, so black people are still getting hung in Alabama. And that's when it gave me a news flash. Nope, you were right to feel uneasy about Alabama. Now, I know there are plenty of black people who live in Alabama in various different parts, and they don't feel like there's an issue that they're worried about as far as that. But I think there's still some unseen problems that are still going on in the Deep South that we need to worry about. And I would lean towards, I don't think this guy committed suicide either. Now, do I think that they're going to find anybody that they're going to who actually did it, or that they're going to actually really search and look? I'm not so certain, but it is at least good that this is being turned over to the FBI so that they can actually take a look at it, because I don't think that they're going to feel the need to cover up for, some local sheriff and the likes. I don't know, Chris, what's your thoughts?
He didn't kill himself. The police killed him, and they're doing their best. They're doing what they always do when someone dies in their custody. They committed suicide, and that's about it. They'll take forever to. They'll slow drip the information. They'll drag their hands. The entire department will form like Voltron. So this idea about bad apples, again, show me where there's going to be somebody brave. Show me where there's going to be somebody with any integrity who is going to say, nah, you know what? I know I'm supposed to have y'all back, but this is messed up. Y'all killed somebody over nothing. I really have to tell you guys, tell the world what happened. No, none of them, because they will take care of each other. It's really what it is. This is why, I just don't. Again, pieces of shit are going to stink, right?
Yeah, agreed. Sorry. Sorry about that. Trying to get the next thing set up. But I think that when it comes to the FBI is not beyond locking up a cop. They're not beyond locking up police officers because just like you guys see in the movies, the FBI and local law enforcement don't like each other. They do not. And just like one thing you see that's a misnomer in those movies is when they make it like, oh God, IAD, like internal affairs ain't not really about locking up other cops either. A lot of times internal affairs will cover, but FBI, I mean, it depends. If it stays to that Birmingham office, I don't know. I mean, they could have some ties in there. That's why they felt comfortable with doing this, but it's still not an automatic like we're covered because I have seen FBI come in and lock up local cops for stuff like this, and it's just when it stays within the state, like if it stays at the ABI level, the Alabama Bureau of Investigation, I don't know, that's 50-50. But if it gets to the Washington office and they want to see results, they're not beyond. Now, do I think that they're going to turn over every stone and be thorough with the investigation? No, I'm not saying that. But if it's glaring and it's easy to just walk right in and see what the hell's going on, you could see somebody go down. But I still don't have a lot of high hopes for this young man getting justice.
Yeah, unfortunately, he won't. And if he does, or if the family does, it'll take a very long time. So maybe they'll just do what they normally do, give the Negroes a few million, and then they'll leave it alone. I don't say that in a bad way because you know what, quite honestly, getting the money and the amount of millions is better than going through some court case where it's like, oh, yeah, we got justice, and you're still struggling financially. May as well take the money and do something with it. You're not going to get his life back, unfortunately, and you're going up. It's an uphill battle with the courts and other bodies of law enforcement in terms of trying to obtain a conviction and even sentencing. So I hope for both. I hope he gets sentenced and the family gets some sort of financial windfall from it.
I mean, because I look at it, I mean, we could be facing a new day where just back in the day, we didn't expect to get any kind of justice for things like this. And it could be just a day where things are starting to change. And so I feel like maybe we shouldn't be as pessimistic because of what we've experienced in the past. I'm not saying automatically assume for the good, but let's just leave that door cracked that what, there's a possibility that it could be different this time. I mean, the George Floyd thing, I mean, as glaring as that was, I part of me was still a little bit shocked that he got arrested on that. And as I see, we got our friend, our colleague, Mrs. Teal coming to the stage. I wish I had one of them little clap things they could be doing,
What's
but I
up,
don't. I don't
y'all?
have all that yet.
What's
Hey
up,
Teal,
y'all?
how you doing, sis?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Marcus, you got a tan?
Uh, yeah, got been out in the sun just a little bit.
Even outside. Hey, Chris, how are you?
What's good,
Mhm.
Ma? What's up?
Nothing much. Nothing much. How are y'all?
Oh, we're doing good. Hello, Midnight Karma. I see you in the building also. Yeah, we were just talking about that situation that happened down in Alabama. with a young man who was found in the house, hung, and they ruled it a suicide, and it just got passed off to the FBI, or I'll say the ABI, which Alabama Bureau of Investigation, and
Mhm.
so they're going to be taking a look at it now. So I say that we don't know if necessarily that it's going to manifest in this young man getting justice, but I say let's not be as pessimistic as we always are and
Have been.
hope for a difference. So I don't know what's your thoughts on it too.
I mean, I ain't trying to be stereotypical, but like black people don't be hating themselves. I'm just saying. I made a joke earlier this week about like, what I'm saying, if my mental health takes a turn for the worse, like I don't want nobody at my funeral joking about the fact that I committed suicide because me and my sneaky link like broke up. Like I was like, I can't even. You know what I'm saying? We cracking the jokes like I can't even commit suicide for the next 6 to 9 months because y'all gonna be at my funeral talking about some. She was upset about that nigga, right? Like no. So like we as black people have these weird stereotypes, and like hanging ourselves is just not one of those things. It's bad enough suicide is a taboo for us as African Americans, but then to add the hanging thing, knowing where we just
Hmm.
came from, like come on, bruh, like get out of here. We not one of them. We really not. We really not a showboaty type of suicide. We gonna jump off some shit. Maybe shoot it up. Maybe have a shootout with the police. But a hanging, no.
Yeah, death by cop is a lot more likely.
Yeah,
Or
we'll crash out in a heartbeat. Like, and that's another thing. Black people are
or
crash out
most
artists.
or when or you just get the gun and you know what I mean, you end it. Typically,
yeah,
that's
Quick
how we
and
hear.
painless. Like that's mainly us. We're quick and to the point. So
yeah,
Yeah,
we're not
we're
trying
not
to
with the
do the
theatrics
rope thing. Nope.
beforehand.
yeah. Cause then what if you fail? Now we're gonna talk shit about you low key at Thanksgiving when you come out. You know he tried to commit suicide. You
Correct.
see he's still here. Like you know what I'm saying. You see he's still here.
Word. Like yo, you're a
Oh,
failure.
Exactly. You even failed at failing at suicide. Like come on, bro. Sit down. Sit at
Yeah.
the kids table.
maybe a bunch of pills or something.
Exactly, but it's gonna be some shit where when you find us, not to mention, I just gotta throw this out there. This is another black stereotypical thing. We will clean before we have somebody come to our house to clean with us, right? We all have that one black notion. Like we will wash clothes before we donate them. That's another
Mhm.
black thing that I learned, right? So we not gonna do a suicide and our house look crazy. So no, we not about to hang ourselves. We gonna make sure the laundry was done. We gonna make sure the kitchen didn't look crazy. Cause if when they come in here and they find my body, I ain't got time for them to be talking shit. Yeah, am I lying? Somebody done hid all
Yeah.
the dildos. If your auntie come and find you, she done hid your drugs. Okay, we can't have you looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Big Mama done came in and sweeped up all the shit. Like, come on now, we don't fuck with the crime scene. So I ain't trying to hear about no suicide by hanging because that just look bad. Because you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna drag you. They're gonna push you down. They're gonna put something around your neck. Talk about something. I don't know. Maybe he got choked out. I don't know. Somebody this might be murdered. Like no, get out of here. We're not doing that.
Nah, yeah, and the washing the clothes before you donate them. Oh hell yeah! I'm like every black person I know do that.
You will buy fresh sheets from Walmart. We're washing them before we put our ass on them.
Hmm.
We washing. Thank you. See, look at Chris's face. You wash your sheets before you get them. If you get stuff from the thrift store, you washing it again. You washing shit before you donate it to the
Towels.
thrift store. The towels, the
If you
face
buy
rags.
towel, and I don't care wherever you get it from. It be either high end, low end. You know,
Hey,
yeah,
my
that's
mama
a
was
fact.
a quick. She would be quick to tell you don't have no holes in your drawers and don't have no holes in your socks. Have some clean drawers and clean socks on just in case you get into a car accident. And
Yep.
I was like, Mom, but that doesn't even make sense because if I get in a car accident bad enough that I got to call the ambulance, I probably shitted on myself.
Yep.
Like what? And she was like,
Yeah,
well, at least they fresh. At least they
yeah,
fresh.
correct. You know, when we like before going to the hospital or the doctor's office, I had to make sure I'm like fresh, you know, out the shower. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nah, you don't go to them places dirty. You just don't, yo. You don't never know. You gotta take off your clothes, or you know, you
Or
gotta move something,
anything. Oh my
and you just
God.
be funky. Like, nah, that's not a. You gonna have the whole floor talking about you, all the nurses and the aides. Somebody going in there, they stink, or yo, you smell a patient in
Mm,
room 18. Yo, they funky. They feet smell. They smell
smell like
like bite.
outside.
Nah, it's not gonna be me. No, no, no. Mm-mm.
Why you smell like outside? That's a black
Yeah, correct.
sentence. White people don't even know what that smell is. They don't know what outside smell like. If we put outside in a Yankee Candle, you know how hard that's gonna come up off the shelves for black people. We gonna buy it as jokes to our cousins. We gonna be like, "Hey, you like that candle? Yeah, that's what you smelled like when you was 12. Remember that summer you was at Big Mama house? You smelled like outside the whole summer." Okay.
Oh Lord.
Burnt hair and hot grease. Put that in a Yankee Candle. I need nigga Yankee candles, by the way. Let's talk about that. I need stereotypical black Yankee candles. I want shit to smell like Blue Magic and a hot curler.
Red Kool-Aid.
Oh God.
Yeah, exactly, Chris. Thank you. You can smell your mom getting ready right now, can't you?
Nah,
Mama got that hot.
the Blue Magic. You talking about
The grease.
Blue Magic? You talking
That
about
thick
the
ass grease? Yeah.
The hair grease.
Oh, you talking about? Okay. No, because
Not
there's
crack, nigga. What the fuck? That shit took a turn to the left. This motherfucker got it smelling heroin. You, Chris was like, the Blue Magic. No, we are not. No. We not doing.
No. I'm talking about the shaving powder.
Oh my God, that's a black one too. That and Murray's in a candle.
Yeah, the shaving powder where you got to put a little bit of powder in the dish with some water,
and froth it up.
Yeah, and then you put it on your face. You got to wait for it to dry up, and then you scrape it. You literally scrape it off your face, and that's how we used to have to shave.
That was male nair. That ain't nothing but man nair.
Yeah, and it used to smell up the whole house.
Yeah,
the whole house smelled like a rotten egg.
We need to have that. I want something that smell like chitlins. I wanted to smell like, I need a chitlin candle. Somebody gonna buy it. My cousins would buy that because they still eat chitlins in 2024. I whisper in their ears.
The floor gonna have to be covered in in rubber in plastic because that just people gonna be throwing up. Just letting it all over the place.
Black candles. This episode we're gonna coin that. I need black stereotypical candles. Hot grease, hot curlers. I needed to smell like some Tussie. Make it smell like Big Mama's house. That spritz that your grandmama wear. White diamond.
That old ass potpourri.
Yes, the old ass potpourri. Come on, dog. I wanted to smell like, you know what I'm saying, plastic on fucking furniture. Mothballs and heat.
Activator.
Yes, come on now. We just call it summer at grandma's house. It's just gonna smell like no AC. Just hot. It's just gonna smell like heat. Kerosene heater. Yeah, grandma's house. That's what it's gonna smell like. Kerosene heater, mothballs, and just hot.
No, that was good. I give you that.
What?
So
you gonna have a creek water candle too?
A what?
A creek water candle too?
Oh my, that's going with the outside. It's gonna smell like Miracle Grow. I can already smell it.
So, Teal, I'm glad you're here because there was a couple of things that happened in the.
Hold on. I got one more. I got one more before we get there. One more. Hold on. One more. I wanted to share this because this will be my last of my little news rundown. I'm sorry I took a little longer than
you good, Marcus.
But
eyeballs.
I wanted to show this one because we have talked about this, but now there's finally evidence and proof of what we have talked about. And so shout out to my brother, Mr. Nico House. And let's share his little video with hotspots. And shout out to Nick Cruz also. They're doing good work over there with that hotspots thing.
This is Corey John Nawrocki. Corey, a U.S. Marine, was killed by Russia. But Corey was not killed by Russia while doing a mission in Syria, while doing a mission somewhere in Africa, Latin America, Iran. No, ladies and gentlemen, Corey, an American, was killed in Russia by Russians while doing a mission for Ukraine during their invasion of Russia. Now, if you're like me, you probably got some questions. Like, why the hell is there a U.S. Marine in a firefight during an invasion of Russia? Has U.S. Congress declared war on Russia recently? Has NATO even officially announced that they would be sending U.S. troops to fight against Russia? or rather invade Russia on behalf of Ukraine, because that's what happened. Has the US president even announced that there would be a surge of US troops? Because he's the commander-in-chief, at least you would expect him to make a formal announcement if he's going to send US troops on our behalf to potentially start World War III, because that's what he's asking for. The answer to all those questions are no. But it isn't just the US that is sending their troops on behalf of Ukraine to invade Russia. During Ukraine's mission in the Bryansk region in Russia, they found equipment and weapons and paraphernalia from the US, from Poland, from Canada, and even found a dead Ranger with the tattoo of the 75th Ranger Battalion from the United States. In other words, NATO powers have sent troops to invade Russia, and they're hiding behind the cover of Ukraine in their conflict with Russia. NATO powers are invading Russia, which is the whole reason why Russia invaded Ukraine, because they didn't want this to happen, and they knew it would if they allowed NATO to have control over Ukraine, or for Ukraine to be a part of NATO. In other words, while Zelensky and Ukraine are playing the victims, while NATO is playing victim and trying to blame Russia for being fearful of a Ukraine that is part of NATO, they are literally proving Russia's point as we speak, as NATO powers are sending their troops to invade Russia. It's almost as if Putin knew this was going to happen if NATO was allowed to have a foothold in Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand that this is a serious escalation. The United States is part of an invasion of Russia. Canada is part of an invasion of Russia. Poland, which is near Russia, is part of an invasion of Russia. And somehow the mainstream media isn't even reporting on this, despite the fact that this could potentially spark off World War III. Not to mention, the US is sending these troops with no official declaration of war. So just fuck our democracy, right? Fuck Congress, fuck the balance of powers. Why do we even need those? We don't need a declaration of war. We're just seeing who we want to, when we want to, wherever we want to. And what's even crazier is the fact that Congress is actually allowing this infringement of their right and their power and their duty to declare or not declare war against a foreign adversary. It's becoming more and more clear, ladies and gentlemen, despite the fact the rest of the world wants nothing to do with the potential World War III, NATO and the US specifically are trying their damnedest to make it happen. And no one's doing anything about it. But somehow I just know the US is going to make the fact that a US Marine was killed in Russia during an invasion of Russia, Russia's fault, and not the US's fault for sending soldiers and Marines to a place they should have never been at to begin with.
So I'm like dead ass on this one. First off, because I speak Russian.
Oh,
Привет. Koguliške. Хорошо. Как ты вах? I love Russian language. I can't read the shit. Shit look like hieroglyphics. But I be doing my little Duolingo for my little motherfucking Russian. So that part 2. I'm the product of 2 Marines. So that's kind of big to me too. So I've been on their top about this for a minute. Because I knew where we were heading, bro. I learned Russian 3 years ago. I learned Russian 3 years ago because I already knew what time it was. It was either that or Mandarin. Because one of them niggas is going to take us over.
Yeah.
And then when I started noticing, like, some of the things that Putin was just talking about, because, like, he really calm and collected. And I just noticed that, like, when it comes to, like, access powers and then, like, the leaders of these people and stuff like that, these be the calmest, coolest motherfuckers ever. Back to, remember when I said that about them Chinese kids and how our kids ain't ready for war because the China kids is ready. They be getting punched in their chest and in their head and stuff and still be doing backflips.
Oh, yeah, that video I sent you.
Yes.
Yeah.
The same thing with them Russians, bro. I used to joke all the time that, like, I wanted to just go to Russia and have a gymnastics coach teach me how to shoot because they know how to shoot bears and ox and shit. And it's like, you have to be strong like bull. You be strong like bull, you'll be fine. And, like, that's how Russians just live their life. So, like, when they killed this Marine, I said, oh, hell, here we go. We done fucked around and found out. And that's what it is. Like, y'all really thought they was going to send that nigga back home with a bow? No. That's like going to Slauson, flag the fuck up. You're not coming home. That's insane. That's insane work. That's like somebody coming all the way out from Staten Island and they sitting in Brooklyn trying to pop shit in Brooklyn. Like, you're crazy. You're not going home. Am I lying,
You know,
Chris?
look, there were already a lot of American, or several, I don't want to say a lot. There were already several Americans who made the trip over to Ukraine to fight against the Russians, whether or not they were in the service or not. But, you know, these people are on the internet bragging about them leaving their comfort of their own home to travel thousands of miles away to go fight, you know, the big bad monster in Russia. With that being said, you know, the United States, they don't have to declare war anymore. If anybody's thinking that, you know, we need Congress to tell us that we're in war, or a president to make some sort of declaration, they clearly not paying attention to the time we live in. Those days are over. They don't have to respect us. They don't have to be afraid of us as in the citizens. They do what they want, when they want, how they want. And from 2000, we've been watching this get worse and worse and worse in every single case. Uh, you know, the do I think that was the first American that died over there in Russia behind this? No. Um, it's just that you can't run around and scream like, "Oh man, an American got killed there," if you haven't made an official declaration. So you kind of just have to be like, "This on the internet, yeah, we see it, but you know, we can't really say anything about it." The United States is spending billions and billions and billions of dollars on the situation in Ukraine. Those that money is not only limited to being spent on hardware. You know, there's actual bodies that they're putting on the ground there, even if they're quote just in the training capacity or advising capacity. There's going to be boots on the ground everywhere.
Yeah, that's why I was saying they were able to say that, oh, these other ones, these are all volunteers and these are not active duty, because active duty service, they weren't allowed to. That's the reason why some of these people were getting discharged and then going over there, and then I mean, they were like, oh, well, we're just getting mercs. But this is one of the first times when we've been able to catch it and like, nah, this
Yes.
dude is active duty. He is not on no other
Mm-hmm.
capacity. This motherfucker is active duty. So the only way he
Correct.
went over here is with orders from the U.S.
Orders.
military. Now,
Correct.
granted, you do have from Black Ops, and you know that they have those kind of missions they send you on, and it's like, if you are captured, we deny any involvement in sending you over there. And I guarantee you that was
Mm-hmm.
the type of orders he was on. But the
Yes.
fact that they got his body and they're like, nah, motherfuckers, we got your
No,
boy
we got
right
him.
here.
They're like, look at the tattoo. This nigga's American, dog. There's no hiding or lying this. Look, he 1000% American. He's a Marine. And of course, they've confirmed this too. They
Yeah.
haven't run away from it or said it was propaganda. That news came out, and the United States government, they didn't say no.
They
This
got
is a
caught.
lie.
They got caught. That's what happened.
Correct.
They got caught
Because
this time.
usually they would come out, and without facts, they would come out and just be like, "Oh, this is a lie. This is propaganda." But when faced with the pictures and the evidence, their silence says a lot.
Yeah, because before what they were like, no, he got out of the military 6 months ago. They can't do that now. They can't do that on
Nope.
this one. They busted.
Yeah.
But you know, and that's
Red
what I
hand.
wanted to bring up. Hold on a second. Gregory's on the rock fan. He says, is chat on YouTube premium now or what? It shouldn't be. I don't know what's going on. So
Maybe close out your YouTube restart or something, but
yeah,
no,
I
it
don't know
shouldn't.
what's going on, but you know, you should be able. And shout out to Gregory Walker, by the way.
Greg
And
Walker,
then
what's up, man?
I had that story, and then the last other thing that I'll say is, of course, we know that what's been going on in Gaza is not been de-escalating at all. Not even, it's been full speed ahead. They've just found a way to kind of shut off more of the outlets. Unless you're listening on Telegram or following certain accounts on Twitter, you are not going to hear anything virtually. It looks like also that they're trying to build a buffer zone in southern Lebanon, and then also what was it? Lloyd Austin has just admitted that they're sending over a whole bunch of B-52 bombers. So letting you know, shit is about to get popping. I'll leave it at that until we have until I can show more. And oh, that was the last part of this little sentence. I know I'm throwing it out in a couple of sentences, as if this is like not things that can have full on discussions themselves, but I just wanted to throw out this last little bit so that we can move on to the next topic. Not only did they send over the B-52s, you just had after the attack which Israel had launched on Iran, the Ayatollah just came out and be like, yeah, y'all been talking about a nuke in 2 weeks, bitch, we can do one right now. And so he putting it out there that, you know, I'm not gonna tiptoe no more. I'm tired of fucking with y'all, and they're saying that there's about to be some consequences coming to Israel soon. Oh, hop in, Teal. That's all I had. Hop in.
I'm just saying, I've been peeping it too, because I'm like, bro, they did some overkill shit, and then with the Iran shit, like, y'all done brought Iran in, they was minding their motherfucking business, and that's all that I feel. I feel for Iran, because the way that he was talking, he was like, bro, nigga, what? I was just minding my business. Like, we both Muslims, so of course I'm gonna help my Muslim brother, but like, bro, I was minding my business. I wasn't even in it, and it's like they was like, yeah, fuck you and your mama. Why my mama catch a stray? You know what I'm saying? And now I don't blame him, because I'm the same way. Because if anybody, I had somebody try to be funny after my mama passed, and y'all know it's fresh. Try to catch my mama astray. Yo, I beat his ass so bad, like, yo, allegedly beat his ass so bad. Like, you not about to talk shit about me and my, like, you can say whatever you want about me, and that's Gaza and Palestine and shit, but don't talk about my mama now. And you done got them in it for no reason. So like, I ain't trying to say like fuck them, but like, fuck them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all been doing a lot of foolishness ever since last October. And like, y'all conquered, y'all did what y'all supposed to do, but now y'all just doing overkill. Now it's overkill. And it's been overkill the whole time. I mean, shit, y'all up 42,000 last time I checked.
Well, that's the low bar number. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's 42,000 to like what, 1,600? Like, that's crazy. Y'all putting up like U.S. goddamn Olympic basketball team numbers. Like, y'all shooting niggas. This is crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I've heard it's possibly close to anywhere from like 180,000 up to 200,000 now. That's dead.
Thank you. I caught that number too, but I be trying to lowball them, because I don't even know why. Why I'm trying to save these niggas. They don't even need to be saved.
But still, think about it. They've been what? We've been stuck on 40,000 for like what? Like 6 months?
Yeah. Every newscast.
And we keep hearing every fucking day like 100 people get killed. I mean, just do the math.
14 like schools blown up today. Like, what?
Look, like everything else, we have to consider the source. We have to look at the fact that the Zionist government there are very much in line with the Zionist owners of the American media complex. They're on the same page. There's no daylight between them. They work in conjunction with each other. So we're never going to get the actual facts on that, right?
Facts.
We just have to assume that whatever number they're giving us is 100 times lower than what it would be.
These motherfuckers count like a birthday. You ever know, like, after you can't flip the numbers to make your birthday look good, niggas just stop counting. That's what they did. They got the 45,000 and was like, that's fine. That's good enough.
Yeah, correct. Like, yeah, I'm at least 45,000 years old. Like, and that's it.
Give or take.
It's just like
could be 80,000, could be 300.
It's like the 65-year-old woman who's still saying she's 29.
Yeah, just her fourth time turning 29 though.
Yeah,
it's just her fourth time.
Correct.
But yeah, that's all I had as far as my news rundown.
Hold on, can I throw in one thing about news before we get on to Chris and that topic? Did y'all see that miss up that ABC News accidentally put out that Harris was winning? Did I miss that?
I didn't see it. No.
Y'all missed it. Y'all didn't see that. New York Times.
I saw it. No, Teal, I saw it, and again, It's just very weird. How does this happen during a Formula One race? How do you have such a mistake? Sorry about that.
You can't have that type of mistake. And I find it funny
How do
because
you
they
have that
always tend
mistake
to.
that says Kamala won, the votes are in 100%, and again, it's just there's too much nonsense happening. They are telling us, like everything else, they're telling us that there is going to be a manufactured crisis around this election.
Or I forgot.
One way
Since
or the other.
we're gonna do politics later, here we put a pin in that and come back to it.
Oh, we are doing
And
politics
then-
later?
Yeah, we're gonna do politics.
Oh,
later.
I'm sorry. I thought I mixed it. Okay, cool.
No.
Hip hop news. Yeah, slime is free. Hashtag freed slime. Woo! Slime is free.
Yo, there's been a lot of shit. There's been a lot of shit happening in the hip hop world and with where hip hop meets the courtroom or the legal field, if you will. There's been a lot of cases. Dirk, he just got Lil Durk. For those who don't know, his ass just got picked up. Right?
The way that wire looked. How did you not see this wire, Dirk? You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. This shit was low-key hanging out the side of this motherfucker's hat like this goddamn air. Come on, y'all. That's crazy work. And I've been telling niggas as long as I've known. Because I've ran with some questionable gentlemen in my life. And the questionable gentleman that I always tell them, I was like, look, if y'all gonna pillow talk with your bitch. Don't pillow talk with these niggas. Only if you gonna pillow talk with your bitch, okay?
In these days, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with that because you'll break up with some of these chicks, and then they'll run to the internet and just tell everything that you told them. You know
and that's cool. And I hear what you're saying, Chris. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. My mama ran with questionable niggas too, and she told me one rule: you never write that shit down.
Yeah, because she knows she know how to hold it down. You know what I'm saying? These other goofies out here, they don't know nothing about that. They get in their feelings and they just react off of it.
Be exposing text messages. Slime is Young Thug, Chris.
I know.
That is. No, this other Chris are at the bottom. Slime.
Oh, Slime.
Yeah, Young Slime. But my mom always told me you never write things down, and if you're gonna pillow talk with your bitch. You know what I'm saying? Usually your baby mama. But like even in these essences. None of these niggas, bitches gave the coochie or the bullshit up. Shout out to Mariah Scientist as a former crash out / girl that held down. I held down a dude for 7 years out of the 10-year bid that he pulled. Okay, so I get it. I welcomed him home too, Mariah. I get it. Go get your nigga. Also, shout out to India. I'm glad to see that India is not one of these bitches that's got her name in nobody paperwork. Shout out to the shorties that really hold it down, be it if they know what they nigga doing or not. Regardless, shout out to the shorties that hold it down. Off of that, Dirk, you should have known fucking better. You don't meet nobody halfway through your life and consider them your best friend. I'm sorry, them niggas, they not like that.
Well, the thing about it, one thing I want to say is that for those who don't know, Lil Durk is a Chicago rapper. We kind of touched on this maybe last week or the week before. But for those who don't know, Lil Durk is a Chicago rapper involved in, of course, gang activity. Whether or not he's a gang member, that's debatable. But, he was definitely caught up in some street shit, if you will, right? Mm-hmm. So with that, his very close homeboy got killed some years ago by another rapper. So there was a lot of beef. People actually died behind this. Several people died behind this. Several people have been arrested behind this. Several people are in trouble behind this. So Lil Durk, Chicago rapper, they pick him up down here in Broward County out in South Florida. The feds thought he was trying to get on a plane to get to Italy or Switzerland, but they caught him on the highway on his way to Miami Airport. And now he's locked up. He was locked up here in Florida, but they sent him out to California because he supposedly ordered a hit on the rapper who shot his homeboy and beat
Quando
the case.
Rondo.
Quando Rondo was the rapper who killed Lil Durk's cousin. He had his day in court. he beat his case, because come to find out, Lil Durk's cousin was a savage serial psychopath killer running around the streets of Chicago, just basically terrorizing people. So I say all that to say that these dudes coming up in the game now, they really are involved. Some of them really are involved in some street shit, and we happen to see them. We get introduced to them as rappers, but they're not rappers. These are street guys who are trying to make the transition. They haven't even made the transition yet. And the thing I hate is whenever one of them gets shot or does something criminal, it's like, oh, another rapper, another rapper, another rapper. Nah, these are street niggas. Rappers actually want to be rappers. They actually want to make dope songs. They want to be remembered, listened to, all of that, quoted, praised, all of it. These dudes, what they do is not rap. They go in the booth and just
They street niggas that can rhyme on a
yeah,
good Tuesday. They picked the
yeah,
right
that's it.
day. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like they picked the right Tuesday. They wrote the right bars. They had the right analogy. They smoked the right blunt. Everything was just
Yeah, the right
designed and
beat.
destined. Yeah, and it was just destined for them to make it that day. But these are just hood niggas that can rap. G Herbo is literally a hood nigga that can rap. That was never
Correct.
the ace in the hole. They were always on some like I'm gonna either trap till I die. I'm gonna either, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna either run licks till I die, you feel me? Or this rap shit might work. That's it.
Correct.
And it
So
just so happened to work. They didn't have an exit plan after that. They just tried to get on. And that sucks because I know so many men that I grew up with that are just trying to get on, but they have not elevated in other areas of their lives where when they get on, are they going to be substantial in it? And they're not. They go and revert back and fuck with the same niggas. They bring in the same niggas that they was hood niggas with up with them. They always on stage with them. You feel me? And they doing the same shit because some of their homies go back home to that shit. You
the
feel me?
crazy part
It's
is,
so wild.
I mean, well, hold on. Before I even go into that, let me go stick with the Dirk. So Dirk got picked up, murder for hire. He hired somebody to shoot at to kill the guy who killed his cousin or his homie, his best friend, right? They happened to do this in Los Angeles. Now, how did they do this? They used the name of their clique is called OTF, Only the Family, I believe, right? Using Only the Family issued credit cards. They bought plane tickets with the Only the Family credit cards. They got rentals, right? Tickets, all hotel plans, I believe. I mean, they booked a hotel, all of this. So they did all of this with the company credit card, if you will, which obviously made the investigation quite easy, because then they just had to pull up the footage from Los Angeles from one of the traffic cameras that says, oh, okay, this car here and this car here were involved in an accident. Somebody got shot here. So what they gonna do? Let's pan the camera, get the license plate, and then we go from there. And then you figure out who that was who's involved in those particular incidents. They didn't even kill the guy that Dirk put the hit on. They end up just killing his cousin. And this is a result of that. Now, what makes the story ugly is that Lil Durk's homeboy had been wearing a wire on him for an undisclosed amount of years. So you've been hanging around your homeboy. He's actually been a rat working with the feds. He's wearing a wire. So his days were numbered long time ago, well before any of us knew that. That he was in trouble. So I just wanted to, bring that story up. Go ahead, Marcus. Oh, okay. He's still muted.
No, so I don't really have nothing to add to that.
Got you. So then we go from Lil Durk and his problems to, we can move to the Young Thug case. For those who ain't been paying attention, our girl Fannie Willis, of her from the whole Trump uh, election issue in Atlanta or in Georgia. Okay, sorry. But anyway, you heard of Fannie Willis. She was involved in this whole Young Thug case. Everything went bad for her, for the state of Georgia. This was the longest, what was it? The longest criminal case in Georgia history? This Young Thug case? The longest case, and they botched it. I mean, you had these guys on gun possession, drug possession, trafficking of drugs, not humans. You have them on maybe some murders, maybe some murder for hire. You have them on all these things. And unfortunately for the state of Georgia, and fortunately for Young Thug, he was able to plead out. He didn't be, he was in trial. He took all his cases. I mean, he was in trial for I think 2 years and some change, maybe a little bit longer than that. But he was able to plead on Friday, and he should be home by now, right? They wasted millions of dollars, millions and millions and millions of dollars. The prosecution was admonished, embarrassed, and scolded by the judge quite a few times throughout this entire proceeding. So it was actually an exercise in embarrassment for the prosecution. It looked really bad. It was terrible, terrible, terrible.
It was such a good circus, though. I enjoyed it.
Oh no, it was definitely good. Young Thug's lawyer deserves some sort of sitcom or some sort of podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because he was real good. He was the acronyms he was coming up with were really good. He would take something that maybe had a violent connotation to it and would be like, "Oh, you guys are tripping. This means holy water." You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
So
when they was trying to, when they put my man in contempt and he ain't give a fuck, I was like, bro, he good in the hood no matter where he go. His name is ringing bells in the hood because he was like, I'm gonna go. All right, bet. Can I get locked up with my client then? What? You a bad motherfucker. They say, you right, Judge, you right. I know y'all dirty, but it's cool. How'd you get that information? Don't worry about how I got it. When he told the judge, don't worry about it, I said, oh, this
don't
man
worry
is
about
black.
it. Yep.
He said, don't worry about how I got it. Just know I got it.
This case, I wish they would put stuff like this on TV, right? Because to see how this was prosecuted, some of the things we're telling you, you might think that, and don't lose, and don't get lost either. Stay with us. What Teal was just talking about, a lawyer saying, don't worry about it, to the judge, and a lawyer going to jail with his client. All of this happened during this case. Young Thug's lawyer was in jail with him, and before he went to jail, he made the request, yo, put me in the cell next to Thug so he and I can work on the case together. And why was he in that position? Because Young Thug's lawyer had figured out that somebody who shouldn't have been having private conversations with the judge and the prosecution was actually having conversations with the judge and the prosecution without Young Thug's attorney being even noticed and or present during those meetings. So it was just really bad. It was just horrible from top to bottom. Whoever was there, we had a judge have to recuse him, who had to leave the case in the middle of this.
Yep. That they was dirty judges. This was like an episode of Law and Order for real. This was a wild time. And I also, Chris, wish they still held cases publicly. I miss court TV when it was actually court TV, not when it was three white dudes being jackasses.
Yeah, I just want you to put the microphone in there, put the camera in there, and I don't need your. Yeah, just make sure it's close enough to where we can hear accurately.
So I'm planning on going to New York for one of the days of Diddy's trial.
Okay.
I want to see a tape or something because it's open to the public, obviously.
Yeah. Now, going from Young Thug being home and moving to Puff, as you just mentioned, or Diddy, for those who don't know, Puff is Diddy, Diddy is Puff. This case too is also the things going around this case are very weird. It doesn't make any sense to me, none whatsoever. The the feds are playing this case out in public when if you have all of this evidence of wrongdoing, why do you need to play the why do you still need to court or manipulate the court of public opinion? That's
Yeah.
the part that again it doesn't make sense to me.
And I get the whole, you got your own, everybody has their day in court type shit, but like, if this is a cut and dry case, cut
Thank
and
you.
dry the shit. Cut and dry it. Don't waste my time or my taxpayers' time. And then don't make it so that I can't see it. Because if it's so terrible, it's so that you slandering this man's name in every other orifice on the internet. I want to see some tapes. I don't give a fuck. I want to see some evidence.
And
Somebody.
the and again, all of this stuff that keeps leaking, pause, is from the feds. This is not Puffy's team or some angry woman or some angry man. These are the feds who are putting names out there. They're the ones leaking pieces of the video to members of the media if those reports are to be believed. It's very weird because I'm saying if we have the evidence here of you doing illegal, illicit, immoral things to minors and to other adults, not without their consent, you would think we don't got to play with. We just got to wait till the court date come and we just gonna be like, yo, nigga, look, we got it over here. Look, it's all
That's
right
what
here.
I'm saying. And like, it just that the whole thing doesn't make sense to me as to why it's one getting drug out. Why are we dragging this out? Like, we ready for the trial now. We more ready for the trial than the Mike Tyson Paul fight. You know what I'm saying? I completely forgot about that. I want this trial
Me
more than I
too.
wanted the election, high key. Cause that shit, nah, that shit whack. You know what I'm saying? This shit more entertaining. Like, we can't even focus on anything else without Diddy's name being in it. Last week or earlier this week or whatever have you, I seen like, oh, the judge said we can't use pseudo names when it comes to charging this man. So they can't use Puff Daddy, Diddy, Sean. They have to use his name, Sean Combs. Okay, cool. Can't call him Love. All right, bet. Cool.
No, I
Why is
want
he
to
still not getting bond though? Why is he still not making bond? He hasn't murdered
correct.
anybody, has he? Or has he murdered somebody? Did he get Tupac knocked off? Is he the reason Christopher Wallace is dead? What do y'all niggas know?
Well, also, it's again, there's a few things that's again very, very, very weird with this case. One, the state agreed that anything that comes out in discovery that's too sensitive, that they're going to all agree to keep it within the courtroom, that they're not going to let this information out, huh? What we saying? So we protecting people,
That's
and
names for
y'all never
sure.
you never I never seen you say this before. Very weird. You would think that the defense or the accused would be the ones like, yo, dog, please don't say nothing. Da, 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 da. I really think the feds just wanted to know what black men in hip hop are gay or participating in gay sexual behavior. That's
Okay,
really
so
what I think they wanted to know.
I think this
That
list has way more than just that, love. I don't. The feds don't give a fuck about niggas. They don't care about us. No, they care about the fact that other people's kids like to go party with Diddy because Diddy's parties sound fun. Because their parents went to Diddy parties and they know about these weird ass excursions and shit. That's what it is. And I have a very high feeling that there's some really high profile names. And we always, when I say high profile in these conversations, people always think so local, like some labs, local ass bitches. They think local, like, oh, Jay Z, Beyonce, whoop de whoop de. No, nigga, no. What about the fucking Prince of Persia? Niggas like that, okay? Real deal niggas. Fucking Harry and them niggas from England. Goddamn Egypt's fucking Qatar's fucking goddamn prince. Those are names that I've already seen on these lists. The Princess of
or is
Qatar.
this
You feel me?
or it's really it's really too the names of it could be just the names of the executives from the different companies, right? People who sit on the boards
That
of all these
too.
companies. you
But
know,
any
and
person that's funding our country, that's it.
yeah,
Any
because
name that's really funding our country and keeping hush hush shit, hush hush.
yeah, so I'm just I don't know why they have him. This is all it doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't make sense to me. There's something there that I'm not seeing. I'm not guessing. My brain hasn't
Where the
made
fuck
it
do
there
you
yet,
think?
but I don't.
Okay,
I'm missing it.
when it comes to things like, for instance, I've been breaking this shit down with a whole bunch of my friends. When it comes to things like large amounts of baby oil or large amounts of GHB tainted baby oil or whatever have you, however they figured out how to do it, you gonna have somebody in the feds telling you how to fucking get this shit marketed on the street. Nigga, this is crack in the 80s. This was just GHB in the 90s. GHB just didn't have a really good name. It was just called the date rape drug. And nobody really knew what the fuck the date rape drug was chemically. They just knew you take it, you can't remember. And that shit fucking ran a rampant all through the gay clubs. Most people don't even know. Most straight people don't even know that. This is like poppers. Because if I start telling, exactly, look at Marcus. Marcus, you ever done poppers before? Do you know what a popper is? Chris, do you know what poppers are?
No.
Congratulations, both of these men are straight. Poppers are another gay drug, a drug that's in the gay community that only if you out here eating ass and doing weird shit would you know about. You can't, you know what I'm saying? GHB. That's not weed. It's not like I can go up and say, "Can I get a joint? Can we do a bump?" If I say a bump, everybody like, "Oh, they on that booger sugar." Y'all know. But if I tell y'all I'm trying to get wet and I need some poppers, y'all gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?" Exactly. You only can put these kind of drugs in certain environments. They put crack in the black household. Cool. P. Diddy ended up getting close because his daddy was cool with Frank Lucas, XYZ. Y'all can do all of that fucking research
Yeah.
on your own time.
Mm-hmm.
But fast forward, so if you're telling me that the government who funded Frank Lucas ain't gonna front Frank Lucas Jr. over here with his own version of drugs. You know Diddy as the dancer. You know Diddy as the diddler. That motherfucker be all in your back of your music videos, dancing and shit. You heard Tupac talk that shit. And what is that? What are we doing? Y'all raving. He was doing rave dances in the background of music videos, my guy. I'm telling you. Start looking into like house music and the different houses of New
Oh,
York. The voguing
yeah, yeah, yeah.
community. You get what I'm saying?
The vo-
He's in these. What the fuck is the voguing community? They the popping GHB taking motherfuckers.
and
How else are we getting it? Clive Davis was already fucking hit. He got hit because he did that shit to Sly and the Family Stone. He got caught giving these niggas drugs.
thank you, Jonina.
Thank
Well,
you.
also here's the other thing, right? If your case is so strong, why are you the federal prosecutor who's gonna try to make a name for yourself and prosecute and Sean Combs? Why are you out there like, hey, if anybody has any other information, please step up? Between the videos and between all the evidence you have and the people you've been working with already, why do you need to put out the bat signal for more people? Right?
I promise you, Diddy ain't dumb. Diddy is far from dumb. He got taught by the best elites ever. Okay, because like I said, Clive and Sly and the Family Stone, Clive got off of them charges low key, and he was dead ass like told like y'all you been drugging people this whole time, Clive. So of course he passed that same shit off, and what would he tell him? Look, this is where I fucked up, Diddy. Don't fuck up here. This nigga probably got a fucking stack of fucking NDAs from the fucking floor to the ceiling. Okay,
But
so
all of those would be negligible once you can prove that something criminal took place. Then those people cannot be held to the terms of the NDA. So
right.
I
So
guess
I need you to step up. I need you to step up and say some shit then. And that's why they calling for help. Because if you're not gonna step up and say, did you sign this? Did you do some weird shit? Did he put something in your booty hole? I'm not gonna if I signed the NDA, oh, that don't matter no more. Well, then I gotta tell you my story. If I don't tell you my story, that shit never happened. And if I can't remember because the GHB done wiped my memory last night and I don't know having that banana in my butthole happened, then what story do I have to tell?
Yeah, you don't have a story. You don't
Just
have nothing
saying.
to stand on.
I'm just saying. I hung around a lot of gay people in my life, y'all. I be flip
Seeing
flopping.
it, Teal and Marcus, another part. Again, there's just so much about this. Look, let me just say this. It's not important. I really don't care what happens to him. It's just watching the legal system at play and how it moves. That is that's the thing I find fascinating always.
Well,
Look.
in
They let the
comparison to
people from
Dirk,
Abercrombie. They let the dude from Abercrombie and Fitch out. Them dudes was like in the complaint. They're like, yo, these guys, not just the head guy, but his partner and maybe I think one other dude. They was literally running a trafficking.
ring.
They were trafficking boys, teenage boys, young men. Like, yo, dog, yo, you want to make it in this business? Come here, give me some head, and you're going to sign this NDA, and and then you got the boys confessing, like, yeah, I thought he was going to make me a model, so and these dudes were let out of prison, out of the feds. They have a charge. They have a Fed charge too, just like Puff. But we don't see any of this stuff.
Just like Dirk. But Dirk, look, but I brought up Diddy in reference to all of them, to Thug and Dirk and the whole nine. It just and Lucci. Lucci getting out in January. The non-snitching community has definitely showed up and showed out. Okay, this is the only time where, you know what I'm saying, no snitching has prevailed. But look how they treating Diddy, a old seasoned nigga in the fucking industry. Look how they treating Dirk, a little roughneck little nigga. And now look how they gonna treat Lucci and Thug. Like Thug paid the right amount of money to get the right white man to speak on his. Cause I tell everybody, you need to have a white speaker. Always have a white friend in your corner just to speak on your behalf. Sometimes they just need to look good, but as long as you got that one white friend that can clean up, you're golden. Thug paid the right price to get the right talking box for him. Perfect. Lucci did the same. None of these men said a single fucking word. If you even see clips from the YSL trial, Thug didn't even rap his own lyrics. Like, that is the wildest thing. Like, if your lawyer tells you to shut the fuck up, don't say shit, and you do it, bro, beautiful work. But like, Diddy talked too much. Diddy was tweeting too soon. Diddy was on Instagram too soon. He too boasty. And that's exactly why the feds is coming for him so hard, because he's too boasty. He a loud ass nigga. In the words of Django, I can't do nothing with a nigga with sand. And Diddy definitely is a nigga with sand. Thug and Lucci, no. Dirk, I'm hoping Dirk learns the same lesson, but I don't think his money that long. That's just me.
But
I don't think Dirk got it.
And to the Dirk thing and Thug thing, Thug is a criminal. Whether you like him or not, that nigga's a criminal. They on the streets putting in work. He should have been locked up. I'm not saying I want a nigga to go to jail. Understand what I'm saying is that you're doing criminal shit. They arrested you. The only reason why you're not sentenced to time in prison right now is because the state ran such a haphazard prosecution. That's the only reason why. And it's wild that, people in our community, we always like, free this nigga, free this nigga, free this nigga. And it'd be like, well, he was guilty. They killed people or a person. It's very few times when we saying free somebody, is it like an actual political prisoner or revolutionary? It's very much like
it used to be.
Correct. It used to be free Huey, right? And all this other shit. It has really turned into like the worship of not just like the hustler, but like the killer. And the thing is, you didn't even kill somebody. You killed your alternate universe. The alternate universe's version of yourself, if you will. Another young black dude in the hood trying to get by, trying to live life. You know what I mean? Outside, hanging out. And this version of you had the gun, and he was trying to kill actually somebody else. But they're so reckless, they have no training, they can't shoot. They end up killing the wrong people. Or they put hits out on people. People die. They go to jail. And then we're on the internet free so and so, free such and such until it's backwards. Oh, free this one, free that one. Oh, and it's really a sad commentary on us if we keeping it a buck. Again, I don't want nobody to sit in prison. The system has jailed a lot of innocent people, so if they let a few niggas out, hey, it is what it is. But just for us, I'm saying we don't always have to gravitate to the fucking bottom. We can have standards for ourselves. And this election should just tell you that we really do need a set, especially now. This should really tell you that we need standards for ourselves, whether it's in politics, entertainment, hip hop, across the board. We need some type of higher standard because this shit is crazy. Now,
absolutely right, Chris. I just I recently had a loss because of some shit like that. To be honest, I lost my god brother this past week.
Oh,
Dude,
sorry to hear
damn,
that.
Teal, sorry to hear that.
I appreciate
Speak up a little bit. You're a little low.
Oh, sorry. So I lost my my 19-year-old god brother this past week over some Facebook shit.
Damn.
Some Facebook shit.
I didn't even know 19-year-olds even use Facebook.
That's what I'm saying. And so just to have that be prevalent in my face and you know what I'm saying, and saying like hashtag free slime. I know there's bodies. We all know there's bodies, but it was just a sloppy case.
Yeah,
y'all came sloppy.
of course.
Y'all should have came correct. Okay? Try again. Same thing with Lucci. Same thing with this Dirt case. Somebody gonna drop the ball. If he get out, it's because somebody dropped the ball on it. But like it's crazy that this is the personification of the black community now. It's the loudest. It's really the loudest adjective when it comes to what we represent. Our loudest adjective is we kill each other. It's insane, and it's senseless killing these days. That's really pissing me off because I remember back in the day, I'd be quick to squabble with a bitch. I miss it low key. Like there's allegedly. There's days when I be like, yo, I still got one in me. Like I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? If one of my old, you know what I'm saying, arch nemesis from high school want to get busy, I'll be quick to do it. But motherfuckers are so quick to up the strap on you. It's like you can't even, you know what I'm saying? You can't even throw the ones and really get it off your chest no more, or you gonna not make it home.
No,
you heard about the dude that got married and then died the same day he got married over some road rage shit? Crazy.
I saw that. Got married later on, dead.
Like they shit,
went from celebrating nuptials to getting ready to plan the funeral same day. Same day. So, shit is bad. And then lastly, the last thing I want to bring up too, this one involves a more popular artist. Did you see Meg Thee Stallion has put out her documentary on Amazon, right? And you see that's been getting promoted across the socials and shit like that, and then the music circles. So did any of you take any time to watch any of it, see any clips from it?
I haven't watched it yet at all. I thought about it for sure.
No, not really my thing.
I want to see it because hashtag free Tory. I'm sorry. Free Tory Lane till it backwards.
If this is another case in which, again, the legal system was just slanted. The funny part about it is if this had featured a white guy and a black person, the way this case went, we would have been up in arms about it.
Yes.
And we would have had a lot to say. It would have made more noise, etc. So Meg Thee Stallion puts out her documentary. If you want a what's the word that's popular today? If you want a diabolical example of a narcissist, and I hate using that word, right? But if you want a diabolical example of a narcissist, put that Meg Thee Stallion documentary on. Compare it to everything that you heard about the case. I'm talking about the documents, the transcripts from the courts, the videos. Put all of that together and then compare it with what Megan said on her documentary. Yo, you want to talk about gaslighting? Yo, it is wild.
You watched it, Trey?
wild to think that it is wild to think that Rock Nation put this out with all of the other information that is out there. They really are like, yo, people are stupid. They are idol worshippers and they can't and won't think for themselves. And then it's just like, oh, it's a woman. A woman is saying she's shot. Why would she lie about that? Right? And
Because
what
she's a
kind of
liar.
stupid person would even question her about that? Right? Because you would just have to be a misogynist, or you just hate women, that, or you just have no respect for women. That would be the only reason why you question this.
I'm finna take this and run with it, y'all. First off, I was always a Tory. I don't like Tory Lanez as an artist, to be honest. His voice is mad annoying. But he brought a lot of good Caribbean songs that I heard growing up to the forefront. And I was like, okay, cool. I like that because then the originals might get some plays and shit, right? But as an artist, Tory can kiss my ass. I don't care. But I don't like when black men get fucking falsely accused. That's like my biggest thing. I'm a Emmett Till motherfucking rider till the day I motherfucking die. I can't stand when a black man gets falsely accused by any bitch. That's my biggest pet peeve. White bitch tears are the most expensive currency on earth. Next, it's tears in general, but white bitch tears more importantly. But soon as a bitch get to crying on a dude on some like he didn't hit me to me, and then they tears come, I be like, yo, she fucking lying. Fucking hate bitches like that, and this is coming from a female. So once that started being the person, like once that started enveloping and like umbrellaing over the case, that it was literally we just came to her fucking aid because she can shake her ass, and for 6 months she couldn't shake no ass. But right after she started shaking some motherfucking ass, I was looking at her motherfucking foot, and I don't know if anybody else has been shot in the foot. I have not been shot in the foot. I've had something ricochet
Neither
into
have
my
I.
foot, but that's not how your motherfucking foot look after it gets quote unquote shot. A couple months after she got shot in the foot, an actual rapper out of Florida accidentally shot himself in the motherfucking foot. And when
You
that
saw the
motherfucker,
hole in his foot.
and there was a fucking hole in his shit. I was all on Twitter with that shit. Now that's what the fuck it was supposed to look like. Megan talking about some she had some reconstructive surgery. I ain't never seen no shit look like that. If that's the case, Michael Jackson should have looked like old Mike. Where's the doctor at?
Also, the other thing is, shortly after the incident happened, they have her in the club twerking. They have her on the stage
With no
twerking.
brace, no rat, no handy wrap, no Reynolds wrap, no nothing. Raw
Not
dog
a
in
do
life on a
rag.
bullet hole.
Not even Scotch tape.
Hello. Like what? That's insane. I broke 2 ribs a couple years back and I couldn't even fucking breathe good. And I need to do that to live. You telling me this bitch twerking on a shot ankle? You're
And she was
crazy to
shot in
me.
both
Yeah,
feet,
broken
according,
ribs fucking suck. I've
supposedly.
had them.
Okay, and then you're telling me Tory Lanez told you to dance, bitch. You don't dance, you twerk. So obviously that was false. There were so many discrepancies, and not to mention I kind of knew some of the people in this fucking thing, so I knew like what was going on behind the scenes. Like I knew Megan was fucking niggas. I knew Megan was a whore, and I knew that she was fucking on Tori, even though she had passed Tori off to her homegirl, and that's what the argument was actually about. And that the homegirl is actually the one that shot Megan, not Tori. So I knew that shit for the whole time. And I knew Tori was taking the rap for this bitch the whole goddamn time. And I been knew this shit because Megan was fucking everybody. Megan had gotten drunk, fucked Drake, the baby, and Tori. Tori was like, I ain't want to he ain't want to deal with her no more. He was cool on it. He started fucking with the
Well,
friend. And then
well,
it was just crazy. It's messy.
well. The funny thing is, because you're talking about people having sex and what their decisions are and with who. People think that that is irrelevant. However, in this particular case, it matters big time because that would explain how the incident went down, why the incident went down. But I have to say this, right? I was thinking about this earlier. I've always been a Jay-Z fan, right? Rapper. But I have to say, Jay-Z is the businessman behind Rock Nation. Watching a lot of the moves of Rock Nation the last several years, it's extremely disappointing. It's like you went from nigga on the street to the fucking Zionist who runs the same companies. You move in the same way. You move in the same exact way, using lawyers, manipulating the media. Rolling Stone runs a positive Meg Thee Stallion article or something all the time. They won't tell you that Jay-Z's best friend's wife is on the board over at Rolling Stone. The CEO of Rock Nation, Desiree Perez, who is also a snitch in the federal drug case as well. But I digress there. What I'm saying is they play this. Rock Nation is playing a very nasty, nasty, nasty game. So that's all the Jay-Z people and stands and everybody who is watching this case is fully aware of it. But because because so many people are just straight up dick riders and they don't want to be cut off access or anything. They'll stay quiet. They'll allude to it. They might joke about it. They may say it off air, but they won't say it on camera that the actions of Hov and them to protect Meg and to put Tory Lanez in jail for 10 years. This is some nasty work.
That's a dime piece. A dime piece is crazy for a ricochet in a bitch's ankle that y'all can't prove he actually shot her.
Then the witness talks to the witness in the case talked to the police twice prior to trial. Never once did he ever say, "Oh, I saw Tory Lanez with the gun and he started shooting." We go to trial. The defense calls it star witness. You get on the stand right then and there and say, "Oh, and I saw the defendant here shooting up the place." Huh? And this is right after you were caught by people in the courthouse leaving a room with Meg Thee Stallion's lawyer and Rock Nation's lawyer, Alex Spiro, and the prosecutor. You are my defense. You are my witness that I called as the defense attorney. What are you doing in there with the other side without me? And then whenever you get on the stand a few moments later, your whole entire story changes? We don't find that weird?
Money is crazy. It's the root of all evil, Chris. It really is. Money is the root of all evil. And like I used to joke when Meg first started, because Meg got a flow. I ain't gonna hold you. The bitch is talented. Meg, I don't know who ghostwriting for her. If nobody's ghostwriting for her, she does an amazing job. But like, I knew when her mama died, I said, damn, she sold her soul. That was quick. Bitch put out like 2 songs and then her mama was dead. Like shit. And I'm like, that's insane. Sacrifice your mama. And everybody get to joking on me, like, the Illuminati don't take parents no more. Yes, the fuck they do. I don't care what nobody says. Especially that Rock Nation shit.
They wouldn't even let the driver testify in the trial.
And he know everything. He know it all.
And he's the one who is not drunk. He's the only person in that whole 4-person scenario who is not inebriated, completely sober.
Not to mention, I always thought this was wild. Why Kylie ain't got no cameras at her house?
I wonder if they told her to keep quiet, because she didn't even say like, "Yo, Meg was here chilling. She came back wilding. She left for Tory. I don't know what's going on with them." But you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what happened. You were just there.
It was your house.
Fine. You left, and then you had to go back. And when you went back, you end up coming out with not what you said you needed when you went there. You came back with a man and you was arguing, right? And then that led to a fight between you and your homegirl. Your homegirl grabs the gun, starts shooting at you, and it ends up that he's in prison.
At my house? And I don't know nothing about it. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. That's nasty work right there. Yeah. Them Jenners,
man. So I just wanted people to know, for those who are into hip hop or, watching this stuff or listen to other pods and things of that nature, that if you do come across the Meg Thee Stallion documentary on Amazon, just please know that is 100% example of propaganda, public relations, and mindfuckery. Everything is false. Every single thing in there is false. Obviously, if they say it's 5 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock, fine. But outside of that, anything other than that, it's all a production. There is nothing.
It's a Meg Thee Stallion movie.
Yeah. Oh, the girl who got shot, the rapper who got shot in the foot.
Foot. Yeah. The girl who cried foot. That's what we're gonna start calling it. The girl who cried foot. Let's fuck out of here. Got that boy locked up for no fucking reason.
Bigfoot.
Call it foot. Yeah, Bigfoot. Oh, big ass. The stallion.
That shit is funny. So, again, it's just again, usually we don't have this many high profile hip hop acts involved in legal matters at that. So it's very it's a sad time that they're all involved in dumb shit. People in prison, drug addicts, hits, you know, whatever they're into. And people are getting put in jail. People are dying, and for no reason. No reason at all. So, kids, the lesson here is stop being so damn sensitive. Parents, talk to your children. Talk to your nephews. Talk to your nieces. Tell them stop being so soft. And you, too, stop being so soft.
Kids need to get beat up, y'all. I'm sorry.
Hmm?
Kids need to get beat up. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
kids need to
because a
get
lot
beat
of
up because if a kid know how to take a punch and give a punch, they'll be less likely to pick up a gun. So go beat some kids up.
Look, and the last thing I'll say about this, and we can move on, is that the Lil Durk situation started because Lil Durk did a song with another rapper called NBA Youngboy. Vaughn was in jail when he heard the song. When Vaughn come home, he go to Youngboy, hey, I want you to do a song with me. Youngboy said, I don't do features. Now all of a sudden, Vaughn start dissing Youngboy. Youngboy's man and them get into beef, and then somebody ends up dead, or a couple people end up dead. People are in prison behind this. All because I didn't do a song with you. You soft niggas with guns. Just because y'all got guns and bodies, it does not mean that y'all not soft. Oh my, soft as it gets. Soft.
Soft as puppy piss, as my auntie would say. Soft as puppy piss on cotton. That's what my auntie would say. That's soft.
Shit.
Like SAWFT soft. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm sorry, Marcus. We took up a lot with the hip hop thing. We're gonna talk of politics. ABC be lying. They say Kamala Harris gonna win. What y'all think? I was like, ABC said that. Okay, yeah, okay.
I mean, did either of you watch the Black Men Summit on BET?
Yeah. Since you brought it up, I went and watched the whole thing.
I don't watch BET. Ever since that Boondocks episode, I've definitely left BET alone.
I don't typically watch BET either, especially since they got bought out. And basically they're owned by a bunch of white people.
Yeah. If they're not playing the Temptation musical, the Michael Jackson, if they're not doing the musicals, like What's Love Got to Do with It, Temptations, Michael Jackson, all of that, I don't watch it. That's the only days I watch it.
Yeah, for those that don't know, BET is owned by Viacom. So Viacom basically is tied in with Paramount and CBS. So they're basically just
Jews.
Another collab. I was gonna tiptoe it, but hey, whatever. You rip the Band-Aid off. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm not on your show all the time, so you know what I'm saying. YouTube can't ban you. I'm just a guest. Sometimes maybe, but yeah, it's just Jewy. All bunch of Jews.
Oh no,
it should be JET. Now
we'll leave the open invitation for you though.
Appreciate
whenever you want to hop in.
But yeah, it's JET actually.
Yeah, I don't watch. I don't even have cable, so I don't watch BET. I don't have the channel. I don't have the app or anything like that. But obviously, this came across the feed because we're clearly just a few days away from an election. There's been a lot of focus over maybe the last 30 days or so on Black men who are either supporting or who won't support Kamala and the discussion surrounding that. So considering that we're only a few days out, they had this Black
well
Summit.
even before that, she did the Club Shay Shay, and she's been trying to do the rounds on
She's trying to be a
various
nigga
black
so
channels.
bad.
She's trying her best to try to any black male vote she could squeeze out. She's trying her best to get everyone that she possibly can. Which I put it this way: you should be trying this hard.
You late. This is late, bitch. You
I agree.
You late as fuck, ho. That's crazy work. That you late, bitch.
Yeah, you've
been on CPT time this whole time for our vote. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you waited until well, this is what I said about the whole black agenda thing. She waited until the numbers came out. I said this on Nahilo's channel in the comments. She waited until she saw the numbers with black male voters, and then they're like, oh my God, we have a problem over here. So let's try to see if we can boost that up. And the Democratic Party has been kind of having this problem since,
I don't know, when Biden locked all the niggas up in the 90s.
No, I say that they probably had when you first start seeing the actual votes, like actual struggle, would have been probably under Clinton.
Oh yeah, because he was out here getting toppy loppy.
Because he got it the first time he got in, everybody was with him. Then the second time around, after the super predator and all that, that's the first time they start losing black votes. And then it just kind of slowed, and then it snowballed. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still think that they still got a whole contingent of ones that there is nothing you can say to them. They still gonna vote for the Democrats regardless.
I mean, that goes into correlation with, you know what I'm saying, washing shit before people come to wash it type shit. It's just in their blood type shit. But what pisses me oh, sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say they made a mistake in even paying attention to the percentage of black men, such as myself or Marcus, who said that they're not, voting for the Democratic Party. If you want to be,
let me clarify. I'm not voting for anybody's party.
No, but that's the funny thing. Like, I'm just gonna stop adding that part, right? If I say I'm not voting for Kamala, if somebody thinks that I'm a Trump supporter, or if I say I'm not messing with Trump and they think I'm a Kamala supporter, I'm just gonna leave stupid people to do what stupid people do. The days of correcting them are like, my patience is so thin for it now. So people are free to assume what they want. Going back to it, they were really dumb to make this a focus for them. Why do I say that? Because now you just amplified the fact that there's a problem within your coalition. You should have paid us no attention, continued cheating with your ballots, and kept it pushing. Because now it's going to be like, well, there are some disgruntled, unhappy people within the community, so maybe they didn't come out to vote. So it's going to make people look at the numbers a little weird. You should have just stayed quiet. And mostly you should have stayed quiet because you had nothing to offer. You sitting here telling niggas that we need to vote.
Still, all I'm saying is if they did that, they just didn't do anything or didn't say anything, it's still going to show up. The percentages are still going to show up.
Oh, of course. It would have just been better. It would have been one less fire for you to put out. You made the fire blaze higher by you acknowledging it. It was stupid because you don't mean this group of people well. You don't want to have an honest conversation. Did you hear Michelle Obama this week?
No, that's like I told you. I basically don't listen to politicians at all. I mean,
gotcha.
When it comes to politics, I don't listen, especially when you're talking about national politics. I really don't listen. So not on no election shit. Not on election shit.
Teal, did you hear Michelle this week?
When her and Obama were both talking to the black men this week?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So you see how well that went over.
Yeah, everybody. We get breadcrumbs so easy into this shit. It's so crazy. But I'm still on the fact that, go ahead and rub them eyebrows, Chris, because you know what I'm talking about. We get breadcrumbed in this shit. It's so easy. It sucks. We so quick to invite everybody to the fucking cookout, bro. I hate us sometimes, bro. We just let everybody come to our cookout. So with that being said, first off, Kamala should have known her fucking numbers were going to be suffering from the male black community when she locked up most of them in California. First off, let's talk about that. Duh, bitch. We ain't forgot. Second of all, bitch, you ain't twerking. You ain't twerking for votes. We need you twerking for Jesus and twerking for votes if you want these niggas. Third of all, when the fuck did the black community just automatically say Shannon Sharp is the person that needs to be talking to fucking Kamala Harris? Why isn't Mr. Lemon, whatever the fuck his name is, Don Lemon? Why ain't he fucking talking? Yeah, why the fuck he ain't talking to Kamala?
Because everybody know black people don't fuck with Don Lemon.
I don't give a fuck. That motherfucker's on CNN. That makes more fucking sense than fucking Shannon Sharp, fucking old lisping ass, goddamn Denver Bronco looking fucking emoji face ass. Like, what the fuck? That motherfucker big face ass, the same nigga that talked to Cat Williams at the beginning of the year gets to talk to Kamala Harris weeks before the fucking election. Does that even make sense? What sim character am I right now? Because none of this is making fucking sense to me. This bitch can't sit down with nobody else in our community. This bitch gets Oprah and Shannon fucking Sharp, ESPN. Y'all are dick riding niggas vote so bad that you want to put a parlay on Kamala Harris's head via Shannon Sharp. I'm so baffled by this, and I've been pissed about it all week because I'm like, who the fuck voted this nigga to be the head of the nigga delegation? Because I didn't. I did not. That was not on my fucking bingo card. And you're telling me that this is what you're doing. Now it just popped up. She's on SNL tonight. Kamala, what the fuck are you doing? You know what, Kamala? And this is going to sound so fucked up and raunchy, and this might get y'all taken off of YouTube because they're going to come back and scrub this motherfucker. But Kamala, if you really wanted niggas votes, you should have made an OnlyFans. That really would have got them. Baby, you should be on Pornhub right fucking now getting a premium, baby, if you really wanted these niggas votes. Pussy is what niggas want. They want to sell it. And baby, I promise you, you and your doppelganger would have made a motherfucking killing had you fucking did a girl on girl. That would have been it. Just have a thong on that says vote for me, bitch. That's all you needed. That would have fucking sopped these niggas the fuck up. You don't need to go on fucking Shannon Sharp and SNL.
Well, remember, also, too, you know, Joe Rogan revealed that they said that she would have done Rogan too, but Rogan would have needed to have gone to physically where they were and only agreed to an hour. So he was like, I'm out of here.
And they had to screen his questions. He wasn't allowed to say nothing off topic. Everything had to be scripted. He said, nah, that's crazy. That's not my show. And I give him props for standing on business. I don't give a fuck if he did get the rambling leprechaun over here fucking talking for the last hour and 15 minutes about nothing. I'm happy that he got his show that he needed because that's some bullshit. I want to know, Kamala, was you or was you not popping pussy when you was in the office over there in Cali? I mean, you can tell me, girl. Like, come on now.
Also, too, she went and spoke to Charlemagne. You know, it's
of course like the 50th time.
Okay, do y'all remember the Boondocks episode when they had George Clooney dancing for the Obama votes? Did we not see that? She doing line dances with Beyonce. She twerking with fucking Megan. Glorilla out here fucking Carrie Washington.
That's what I was gonna say. Did you see Marcus? Did you see Cardi B last night?
I saw her reading something. I didn't even pay attention. I just saw it in my Twitter feed.
Her and Elon have been at it all day today.
Yes.
Yeah, I just know. Okay, Cardi B. So obviously she's saying something for Kamala.
Yeah. So the in a moment of realness, the teleprompter stopped working, so she ain't have shit to say. So the aide had to run on stage and bring Cardi the cell phone. And Cardi read her remarks from the cell phone at the podium. So obviously this looked odd, but you know, she carried on, what have you. It's then they brought out.
No celebrity endorsement moves the needle from, even if I did like you as a candidate, just because some fucking famous motherfucker likes you, that means nothing to me.
What the fuck that got to do with me?
I do not care what some famous person likes, and now I'm a dick rider. What am I, a fucking Taylor Swift fan?
Are you a Swiftie? You better not be, because I love
Fuck
Tyler the
no.
Creator, Marcus. By the way, Tyler the Creator's last album is beautiful.
I don't even know.
The one that
I
it just
haven't
came out
listened
on
to it.
Monday.
It came
I
out
don't know.
Monday, and I've listed all week.
I don't really listen to Tyler the Creator, so I don't know.
What? Why not?
I don't listen to a lot of people.
Marcus, we're gonna talk about music one day. Cause you was quiet the whole hip hop talk. I ain't
Cause
like that.
I don't know none of these people y'all talking about.
God damn it, Marcus. You sound like my
I'm like, I
daddy.
don't care about them people.
Them
Y'all
goddamn
can
young
have y'all fun.
whippersnappers. God
Y'all
damn it,
can
Marcus.
have
I
y'all
heard it.
fun. Y'all can exactly. Y'all can have y'all fun with that. I don't care about these people.
You like watching grass grow. Marcus like watching grass grow, y'all.
Yeah,
Yo,
I look at it.
Teal,
What I heard is niggas doing nigga shit.
Ah, you sound just like my father. Niggas, niggas, niggas. That's all I heard. And I was like, thanks, Dad. I was trying to give you updates just in case one of these young bitches want to talk to you about something. My father looks half like people think my father's my brother. So I be trying to make him, you know what I'm saying, a little hit when these young bitches be all up in his. I be like, Daddy, don't give these bitches no money. Okay. And you gotta know a little hip hop
mhm.
about you gotta know who Little Uzi Vert
Yeah.
is, okay?
I don't want to listen to that
You
little
know me,
devil
I
man.
still listen. I
And
listen
he
to the
do the little
music. I
booty.
listen
I
to
call
the
it the booty
show.
itch dance.
Them
Where he
boys
be
still
like,
out there wearing them tight pants and
like
shit.
I don't no, get your little zesty ass out of here. I
Hey,
don't care.
you know Zesty though. He knows Zesty, but he don't be listening to nobody.
I know zesty because I hear younger people be using this terminology.
Yeah, man, we here. We gonna get a whole. We gonna have to get a whole pamphlet of all the new terminology because I'm learning some new shit too.
Oh yeah,
Some of the hip hop shit is just be annoying me. I'll be like, motherfucker, I've been straight all my whole damn life. I really gotta fucking clarify on every other
No
fucking word
Diddy,
that I'm not fucking gay.
no Diddy.
Y'all, and
no
what that
did it.
makes me think, what that makes me think is
You gay?
a
Cause why
lot
you
of these
think he
niggas,
gay?
a lot of these niggas are suspect as hell that they feel that they need to clarify on every other fucking word. That if
I'm just
But then
they
again,
don't
look,
put the justification out there, then that makes me wonder, like, what are y'all doing out there that you
down.
need to clarify and put a defense of yourself every other word?
There's a lot of things
look
happening.
in defense of it.
Like, I'm a grown ass
Imagine
man. I don't be playing that weird shit.
in defense of the word, right? Imagine you was talking to Puff and you were like, "Oh, that shit hard." You
I
gotta
ain't,
say pause.
that's why I don't
Uh,
talk to no fucking Puff.
okay, so in my defense with that, I definitely feel this. Okay, when it comes to like no Diddy, pause, I equivalate those to like that's what
I'm,
she said.
I'm like,
That's what he said.
am I
Yeah,
It's so
16?
correct.
quick. You
Am
know what
I
I'm saying?
16, 17 years old? We gotta
I
play
am
these
at times,
weird ass
yes.
games.
I
Yeah,
literally just
I
said that's
mean,
what
yeah.
she said the other day.
honestly, I hate Cam and I hate Cam and fucking Mace for that bullshit. If
I'm
I see them, I would like to punch both of them in the fucking mouth for this fucking pause shit every 5 minutes.
Hey, I'm
I
sorry.
love it.
I'm
It's so
childish. I'm
annoying.
still childish. I'm playing bro, I play Woody with my grown ass
And what
friends on
and
road
what I
trips.
think is Mace and Cam, them niggas done some fruity shit. That's the reason why they gotta clarify when they not being fruity.
Maybe they do.
That's
Shit.
No,
why I
it's a
think they came
Harlem.
up with the shit.
It
And
just
so what
started
that
as
tell
a
me is
Harlem thing.
all the hip hop gotta fucking play this game because it's so many of y'all that is on the
Be
DL in
getting
the
their
hip hop
booty
game
dug in.
that y'all gotta clarify that it's not me this time.
No,
Plus,
they did.
plus
I
I
said
know
it here
shit about
before.
Mace
Dame,
getting I know shit about Mace getting kicked out of one of them gyms in New York for doing some doing some freaky shit in the men's
It's a
locker room.
freaky ass nigga. Sorry, that's
Hmm.
my
oh yeah, we but Dame Dash made that shit up. Started calling people. Started saying, pause no homo. But if you say the no homo part, that pissed people off. So, again,
The fact that
it
you even
started.
need to
Look,
say it is
it's
sketchy right
really like
there.
a
well,
it's a
I will
20
say
it's a game. It's a game started by dudes who were in their late teens, early 20s. They're in their 40s. They're still popular. They say it amongst themselves, and obviously it has spread like wildfire all over because you can find people on ESPN now saying pause on ESPN right now or going, hey, yo, whoa,
Ayo.
that's crazy.
I'm definitely an
Like,
Ayo person, Marcus. I might not say pause all the
like
time, but I will say Ayo.
but we can see the effect. So it's a game that was started just by it's a local Harlem game. They don't even hold everybody to that. It's to them, but everybody wants to jump in.
That's why I wish they would keep that fucking weird ass New York shit in New York.
I love New York
shit
stuff.
up there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, make the whole fucking world play out weird ass game. Yeah, that's almost as bad as having to call somebody a Z-zer, they, them. Y'all playing
the
same.
No. That's not even fun.
Not
okay. Z's, Zims, Alabims. Now it's fun when I do it because I'd be like, yeah, Zims, Alabim over there. That's what I call them. But it's not. They don't like that. Exactly.
I don't like none of that shit.
No, that's not the same.
But when I tell you the pause game, you are get off my porch, get off my lawn, get off my yard. I played the pause game, even though I'm a female, and I think it's hilarious because my brother thinks it's hilarious. He'd be like, sis, you don't have to say it. I said, but I get it, but I feel like I need to because it's just the nigga in me. I feel like I need to just clarify some shit. And there are times when I just say the wildest sentences. And I'd be like, pause. And my brother's like, hey, yo, that was wild.
I seen that shit.
Dang, I missed it. What'd he say?
For y'all that don't know about this, one of the LA fans out there, pop fireworks, blew half his fucking hand off. And they got that shit on video, just dripping.
Well, that's why the fuck you ain't let it go? You had one job.
I don't know. And then there was somebody, like I was telling Chris before we started, one of the LA fans, trying to tag the side of a building, fell off 3 stories.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
I don't know.
Were they white? I shouldn't have to ask that, huh?
No.
They weren't white? Were they Mexicans?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You telling me a motherfucker can climb the wall to get here but couldn't get up 3 stories to tag some shit? Sorry, that was really racist. I'm so sorry. But it's the truth.
They had the cops out there trying because these dumbasses want to sit in the middle of traffic to try to slow traffic to cheer.
Well, did they flip cars like they did in New York? Was it New York when they won the Stanley Cup?
Oh, that's Boston.
When they were fucking burning cars and setting shit on fire.
Yeah,
and didn't they do it in San Francisco a couple years ago? There were 2 spots. I thought there was maybe in Seattle. There was a spot on the West Coast that burned and blew some shit up too.
That sounds like some Seattle shit.
They had cars on fire. It was dreary. It looked like London. But yeah, they had cars on fire. It looked like Mad Max after. Y'all didn't set no cars on fire in LA?
I don't know. I know that they had injuries with cops and all that shit. I don't know. Just a bunch of foolishness.
But wasn't it a perfect game? That's why it was like so monumental or some shit like that?
No, they just happy that they fucking won. That's all.
Oh, okay. So
it wasn't even a perfect. They had a big comeback, right, Chris? I'm sorry. I'm talking about the Dodgers come back against the
Yankees.
Oh yeah.
Back against your Yankees.
The Dodgers beat up on the Yankees. In the World Series, the Yankees didn't get the ring. I was upset. Game 5, Game 1. And then obviously. The Dodgers took it, but I'm not too mad. I realized, the day after.
I guess they did burn a bus.
The day after the World Series. Yeah, the day after the World Series when the Yankees lost is when I realized, like, so many people are still bitter about the Yankees' success, especially just from the late 90s to 2000s. I had people saying to me, ha, 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 good for you. And I was just like,
no, mine's not because of the success. Mine is not like the Yankees for other reasons.
And for me, I'm just
because y'all pull a Brinks truck up to every fucking team that has a player that looks halfway decent and just buys the whole fucking roster. That's the reason why I don't like the fucking Yankees or Boston for that matter.
Oh, he don't like you because y'all got long money.
LA just did the same thing. LA in the game too now.
Yeah,
that's why they did it.
They did that for one player. Y'all literally the whole entire fucking roster.
I mean, be thankful they getting the whole hood. They not leaving nobody behind. They got the whole hood. They got the whole hood and the water boy.
I just didn't like the fact that every single year they came for like a good 10 years straight, just raided our team of players, Yankees and Boston for like 10 years straight. Just any player who looked like he was going to be halfway decent, they come and fucking buy him.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
look at the Yankees back in the
they
day.
used to do
So of
that.
course I'm not gonna root for the person who is like literally making my team worse.
Hey, Chris, was it? Let me ask you this: did Ichiro? Did he ever play for the Yankees?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
okay, now second question because I might be right. I used to pay attention to baseball back in the day. So was there ever a Jeter, Rodriguez, Ichiro team? All three of them at the same time?
Yeah. They were all
Yeah.
there at the same
Uh,
time.
Okay.
I want to say it was 2000.
that had to
Was
be
it
late though.
2002? I mean they only played like 1 year together.
Yeah, because I think Rodriguez got either hurt or Jeter retired. No, Jeter left after Rodriguez left.
No,
Rodriguez got.
Jeter was hurt, I think.
Is that what it was?
I
And he
think it
got.
was Jeter who was hurt. And that
Thank
was
you.
the year that they was predicted to have this like,
Amazing,
outstanding
yeah,
season
season, and it
and
didn't
they
happen.
didn't. And it didn't. Yeah.
Thank you. So I remember those Yankees, and I
I think
mean,
that was like I want to say it was like 2003 or maybe it might have been earlier. It might have been 2001 or something. Can't
but
remember exactly.
them motherfuckers came through,
Yeah, he played 2 years with the Yankees, I believe.
Yeah.
and they swept one of those years. They did good one year. They were shitty the last year, and it just let me know that was when they let me know they had money when they had those three names on their starting lineup. I was like, God damn, Yankees got bread spread if they got this motherfucker Ichiro all the way from one side of the world to the other.
Yeah. Chris A says, why is US so crazy? Is it working conditions? Y'all don't have health care and y'all taking risks like fireworks blowing off dudes' hands. I'm telling you,
Damn.
I really that's the one thing I never would have expected when I moved out here, that the fucking fireworks shit. Like it can just be a random fucking Tuesday at 3 a.m. and they just decide to start popping off big ass fireworks, setting off everybody's car alarms. That I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, that's something that is just a staple out here. Just popping fucking fireworks all the goddamn time for no fucking reason.
Marcus is
So it
definitely
makes
get off my
sense.
yard, man.
Well, you know the one I be having to fucking go to work and these assholes waking me up in the middle of the night. That's why I'm fucking aggravated about it.
You got it. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Marcus. I understand. But the
Well,
way that he just turned into an old man. Fuck them. Fuck these young kids and they fucking fireworks. They fucking set my car alarm off. If I fucking find out who fucking doing it.
hey, that's
All
how I
right.
be feeling.
Hey.
That's how honestly, that's how I be feeling. I be like, dude,
Put down the
the
nine,
police
Jerome.
station is 2 blocks away from here. What the fuck are y'all out there doing?
What are you goddamn doing? These goddamn kids in my fucking yard with these goddamn fireworks. Fucking cats walking on my car. There's fucking paw prints all over my shit.
I wish that was the only issue. On my street, damn near everybody's car has been hit by a fucking hit and runs. I've had like 5 hit and runs on my cars in the past like 2 years.
What?
Oh, you muted out.
Oh, what the fuck are they doing? Kids just racing cars and shit?
And drunks. But it's not only me. Like all my neighbors that lost a mirror, side swipe, and I'm like, okay, we ain't got like violent crime over here. We don't have them like breaking in houses and shit over here. So why are the cops too busy to fucking catch any of these motherfuckers? I don't know, man. Just aggravated.
Oh, power washing a car in the morning. What?
Oh yeah.
6:30, till 6:30 in the morning. Homeboy right outside my bedroom. Homeboy turns on the power washer. 6:30 in the morning to wash his car.
Why
Different
he hates
shit.
you, Chris? Why he don't like you, Chris?
See, look. See, all right.
What you do? What you do to him? Because I just need to know that. You
never-
can tell me off the air. You tell me in my inbox. I want to know what you did to him because you piss him off one day.
I never saw this. I never saw this guy there before. I'm assuming he was probably like the uncle or cousin of the girl who lived there. Maybe he was doing a favor for her, but you know.
Damn, that motherfucker must have been mad at her because bitch. What?
That too.
Yeah, Sinead says fireworks started in my neighborhood October 30th. Poor cat was terrified. Here, it's literally just nonstop. It's all the time, every week. I mean, couple times a week. It's just randomly.
So, Marcus,
you
who's that playing with fireworks over there in your backyard?
I don't
Who's
fucking
that?
know. It's all the goddamn time.
I'm sorry, Chris. You would,
It's so
Chris
fucking
Marcus.
annoying.
He would hate me. I'm glad I'm not your backyard neighbor because I'd be firing them shits off randomly, bro. Because I find them randomly, and I'd be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set this bitch off right quick. What time is it? About 10 o'clock? That's all right.
I don't care about 10 o'clock.
Now I ain't disrespectful. They ain't doing it at 4, 3, 5. No crazy ass shit.
That's when I get annoyed with it.
Nah, and what pissed me off the most is when you fire something and they be like, "Wow,"
and
boom,
and as Travis
But it be
said,
late,
it was
yeah,
raining,
they be late.
and as
No, it don't be like that. It'd be like boom. You be like, what the? That's what you hear.
So during my old man moment, when I went outside to look at this dude like he was crazy, he had the pressure washer on washing the car while it was raining.
Oh, you know what?
So
I know
that's
what
why I
happened,
was
Chris.
like,
I got you, Chris. I
I
got
was-
you. This is what because you stressing this man out. He already stressed out. Chill out. See, first off, what you don't know is that bitch said, "Hey, when pigs fly and you wash my car in a thunderstorm, I'll stop asking to look at your phone." And that nigga said, "Where's the dawn?" And went outside and washed that motherfucking car because she wanted to see who he was talking to the night before, Chris. That's why. See, he already stressed out, and you about to stress him out more. Okay, why you staring at my man? Is he going through something? Okay,
Maybe.
he trying to get every
Yeah,
sud off that
it
car.
was one of those.
I live right there for
You know how they said we could send messages telepathically? You know, it was one of those things where I just even opened the door the first time and was just like,
What the fuck are you doing, bro?
you know, just I know that was like a million words right there, but I just really had to, yeah. But anyway, them fireworks, you know, they can get annoying. They don't really do it around here like that.
This is what I started wondering too. What Sinead says. Yes, I can't tell if it's gunshots or popping off or if it's some loud ass fireworks. Because I know back home, somebody might start popping fireworks,
and then it's gonna be a gun after a while.
So you can't tell when they start shooting.
Yeah, there was a lot of that in New York where you would let off the fireworks, the M80s, have stick of dynamites, etc. You would let those off, so underneath that you could get off shots of your hammer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, still, you can do a nice little and it matches the switch these days.
Yeah,
dun, dun.
Like I don't even care about the little pops. I don't care about those. It's the big ones,
it's like
Marcus be getting shit out his
like a
head.
Desert Eagle.
Well, when you got somebody got a
fist.
little PTSD, loud ass explosions like that, you know, freak you the fuck out.
Wow, you're right.
So
frag out.
This sounds like it's like the professional shit that you set off at, like, you know, at sporting events. This is the shit that they popping. They buying industrial strength. The shit that you
So
like,
Marcus,
if you was at a
Marcus, those Mexicans over there going crazy, Marcus.
Yes, they are.
The Mexicans going crazy.
I'm like, God damn it, y'all love fireworks more than fucking the Chinese do. God damn it, shit.
This man said industrial strength. I instantly thought of a firework in a bleach container. I was like, concentrated. Like, god damn, Marcus.
I'm talking about, like, if you was going to a Major League Baseball game, the shit that they pop off during the World Series, they got that shit
in their backyard.
Yeah, they popping off that shit just 2 streets over.
Well, it's because it's about to expire. He wanted to go back, so he had to do it. He looked at it and was like, fuck.
No, they buy that shit all year round.
They might make it themselves, goddamn it.
Nah, a lot of these lazy motherfuckers around here, they ain't making shit. It's always the kids. It's somebody's kids.
Oh,
I mean,
Jesus.
It's always the kids. But most of these motherfuckers ain't got a job.
You know, I wanted to go back to it back to the Black Man Summit thing while we
back to the
because we got sidetracked.
Here, this is one thing I wanted to say about the Black Man Summit. Before Chris goes in, I don't have a problem with black men who are Democrats trying to make their case for Kamala Harris. But if you're going to call the Black Men Summit, it's not very much of a Black Men Summit if you don't allow the black men who might be supporters of Trump or who might have critiques or might want to go for a third party. You didn't have any of that. You should have called it Black Democratic Men Summit, because that's what it was. You literally just made your argument for black male Democrats. It was not a summit for all of the different perspectives. And that's my issue. If you would have just said, hey, this is black Democrats making our case for black men, that okay, cool. But you made it as if it's this summit that has all these different perspectives, and that's not what y'all did. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. And again, it's never intellectual leaders. It is only entertainment. So the contempt that the Democratic Party continues to show to me and to those who look like me in particular, I just have the same level of contempt for them. So again, it's nothing but disgusting behavior that we're constantly seeing, that it's essentially, hey, there's black people on Twitter and across social media and a couple of barbershops in a few cities throughout the country saying that they may either vote for Trump or they're not going to vote at all. So we're going to send you entertainers out here to make sure that we get these in line. And you sending me DL Hughley.
It wasn't all entertainers. They did have a couple of they had a couple of politicians there.
Entertainers, because they do most of the talking on TV, right? They don't do a whole lot of legislating. But Michael Ealy, DL Hughley, who else did I see up there?
They had the Jefferson kid that's out of Tennessee. They had old boy from Nevada, and they had what's his name? Menza something. I don't know. Whole bunch of tattoos all over.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of the third person. The DL Hughley was Michael.
Oh, you talking? Oh, that was the first crew. Ben.
Yeah, Ben Crump, and then there was somebody who was next to Ben Crump. It was one more person next to Ben
Crump. It was Michael Ealy.
Jermaine Dupri.
Well, he was on the second group.
Okay.
Because when Ben Crump went off, then Jermaine Dupri came up. But the first dude was like the leader of some kind of activist group or whatever. It's like Black People Vote or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Again, it's just it's a poor representation of black men that they are always putting on TV. The discussion is very it's bottom level. You understand what I'm saying? And again, you have to be a nigga who's willing to participate in the LGBTQ language, if you will. You have to be willing to express openness to that, because they be featuring some very soft dudes, man, and
the sassiest of the sassy.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing it, quite honestly.
Well, you see what they're trying to portray. That's the picture that they're trying to portray on our society, is that we got these sassy ass men and these strong ass women. Y'all sassy motherfuckers go and, you know what I'm saying? Goddamn, vote for this strong ass, masculine ass woman to run our country.
Yeah,
so y'all can continue to be sassy.
Hey, it's just the way that they are approaching it. Just, again, it's wild disrespectful. I'd rather you just leave us alone. And again, why don't you ever lead with anything intellectual? Everything is always on some entertainment shit. They don't value they're the first ones to scream about diversity. They don't like diversity, actually. They hate diversity. They want diversity in its most obvious, weakest form of diversity. Oh, okay, just superficial is the word I was looking for. Oh, you're a different color. Cool, diverse. Let's go. They don't want diversity of thought at all. Any kind of deviation from the program, get you out of here. You're either too radical, you're too right wing, you're too something. Whatever they want to do, however they want to label you is how they will label you, and that's it. And also, they never have anybody on with any level of knowledge about any of this stuff. You could put Marcus or myself, and not that we would want to, but there's certain discussions we could easily participate in being part of those panels. But they wouldn't like anything that we would have to say.
I would definitely want to, because I feel like they need to hear the other side of it. And this is what I would say also. I think it showed a separation in class, because honestly, when you get into that black men who are over like the 500,000 a year range, they got a whole different way that they see shit. And so I don't think that there is very many people that are on that stage. I'm talking about not as far as that literal stage, but on that level, who even understand or see or view the stuff from where we're at. And I mean, outside of anybody who's probably, you know, a Republican, I don't think that they even see the diversity of thought outside of that at their level. And so it's more kind of the Washington groupthink in a sense, more. And I think it does have to do a lot with class. Now, when you start getting down to the more average, everyday black man who is not the leader of some kind of votes for whatever and all this other shit that they have, and philanthropy and all that stuff, then you start getting, okay, you're still going to have some who are still going to support the viewpoints that they put out, but you're going to get some people who are more Republican. You're going to get some people who they're just going to speak bluntly and don't have, you know, maybe they don't have all the political, you know, facts in order, but they feel like, you know what, this is how I feel about that. And it's going to be kind of cut and dry. And that's when you get like the, you know, the various different viewpoints as far as black males. And when you get down to the average black male, not the celebrity, philanthropist, actor, politician levels, I think when you to get to that level in the first place, you kind of got to be boule or be boule adjacent. And I think it's just a certain kind of mentality or ideology that comes once you get up to that level. So therefore, the only other way to get around that is to go to Republican side. And so from them, they still only see the two sides, the duality. They don't see all the other perspectives.
Well, you also, to build off of what you're saying, I don't know if I think you talked about Boule before on here, Marcus, but like, I made a joke today on my Facebook because I finally got Facebook back. I might get rid of it again, but I made a joke today that was like, I'm part of the D9, and men that make it their entire personality scare me. I don't understand why you're talking and barking to me, sir. But with that being said, there's a certain level of man, and even at the bare minimum of it, I think it's part of it starts with the D9. You know what I'm saying? Like the black kids that go to college and advance themselves, they start to advance and puts themselves into a different bracket in which these politicians
Teal,
are actually talking to.
Ben Crump literally started off the thing by fucking doing his thing.
You feel what I'm saying? But that's I'm glad I didn't watch it because that would have pissed me off. Because that's some Steve Harvey ass shit.
Yep.
But you know what I'm saying? But like, it's crazy because they're sitting here talking about they're doing this black man summit so that we can get the votes and da 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 da. Exactly. And yet you're doing a black man summit and you're trying to get the votes of middle class and hardworking black men. But you not getting none of them niggas to represent. You don't have a panel of those type of men. You don't have a panel of like a police officer from fucking Louisville, Kentucky. And you don't have some random ass lawyer nigga out of fucking LA sitting on a panel talking amongst each other to actually speak about things that they are going through in their everyday life. Even if they are of a different bracket, then have niggas that represent different brackets. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm not, you know, and it just kills me. All of them, Michelle Obama, you know, Michelle, Barack, Kamala, the whole nine, the whole pacifying of shit. That's what's pissing me off about the Shannon Sharp thing, because it feels like they're pandering to the black community, first off, in your face. But then, you know what I'm saying? But then they are even pandering, even on like a upteenth more of a level, to the fucking working class black people. Like, y'all really on some minstrel show shit in my face. Y'all ain't never, what Trump say? I've been at McDonald's 15 more minutes than Kamala ever has. Like, come the fuck on. So who the fuck is you talking to, Kamala? Because you're not talking to my daddy who worked in a glass factory. You're not talking to my cousins that served in the military. You can't be talking to these niggas. Who are you talking to? That's all I want to know. Who are you really talking to?
Lawyers. She talking to, she talking to the ones who work in that Washington bubble.
But exactly, and that's it. So
that's all she knows. That's the think about it.
Unless it's OnlyFans, she knows some OnlyFans too. From what I heard.
Here's the funny part.
I really believe that those people who like, because think about it. Kamala really didn't get her now. Not even going into her genetic makeup. When she had her first exposure really into the black community, what we can actually quantify and tell is when she went to college. She went to, and she's around the whole Divine Nine types. And so that has been her experience with black people. It has not been all the different other classes with black people, except from a distance. And so
the distance of being a lawyer and locking them niggas the fuck up. Mm-hmm. That's the only distance she got between her and a different class of nigga is locking their asses the hell up. I'm sorry. Look, bitch, this is what I need Kamala to do. I want Kamala, the same way she pandering to us, I need her to make a reggae mixtape and pander to her Jamaican roots. Right now. I want to hear her in full-fledged patois. I want her to lock her hair up tomorrow. I need her to get some faux locks. Okay. I need her to have a red stripe. A full blizzy. I need her federally, like all of it. I need her to pander to that.
I told her that like 2 weeks ago. She probably would have did it already.
I know, and now it's too late because now she focused on niggas because she was on CPT time this whole goddamn time. I don't understand how she fucking forgot about us and now she done spun the block. Like, oh yeah, them niggas over there. Like, what? And we're okay with it. We are okay. We are okay with letting our bougie auntie who never comes to Christmas or Thanksgiving any other fucking time. Now, because she wants to be the mayor of the city, she done came to grandmama's birthday party and now she hanging out with us, talking to the cousins while we smoking our blunt in the back, trying to talk about some, I'm about to be mayor and shit. Fuck you, auntie. I ain't forgot when you fucking said that wild shit to me on Christmas. She is literally that auntie right now.
While she walks out with a Purell.
Okay. Germex in her hands as she leaves, talking about some, I hate having to come back home.
The other part is that the believers in this message, right? Our peers, whenever they try to come back to you, talking to you, using, the points that they've heard on these programs, and where they're getting it from, and you're just like, all right, yo, hold on, you're not actually talking to me. You're just repeating what you heard on the TV. And we need to have a real actual discussion if we're going to talk about this. They get upset. And the first thing they do is run to, oh, well, what do you think Trump is going to do? What do you think Trump? Da-da-da-da. I would like for these people to have a conversation and not bring up this guy. Because it seems as if you are incapable of doing so. You are incapable of telling me that why your city will be better constructed, maintained, and, run compared. You don't have to compare it to nothing. Tell me why your shit is fly. Don't even tell me why theirs is not fly.
But Chris, these the same niggas that got mad at you because the Dodgers won. Wait, bitch. Wait, we won and you still got a fucking attitude. I told you before, people can't be pleased. These the same motherfuckers that carry shit like they got a fucking personal vendetta with Bill Belichick. They ain't never fucking been on the field a day in their life, but they hate the Patriots. They hate the fucking Cowboys. They don't even like a team in the same fucking division.
Sorry.
I get it, but it'll be motherfuckers that got a team that's not even in the same fucking division, and they still got something to motherfucking say about Belichick, how he coached, what the team be doing, Tom Brady, fucking dick riding ass motherfucker. Like they always got something fucking wild to say. These the same motherfuckers that have issues with nothing. So obviously they can't pull nothing out their ass except what the other nigga is doing because they pocket watching all the fucking time. These some pocket watching people. Because soon as you say, okay, outside of the fact that Kamala is black, why else are you voting for her? Oh, well, I just really don't want Trump back in office. Why the fuck they always the second sentence? That's always the second sentence. That's crazy.
Exactly.
Well, that's
a scapegoat.
That's kind of what politics has turned into since I don't know how long. I know a lot of black people in my family. The main reason why they vote for a lot of these Democrats, it wasn't because I really love fucking John Kerry.
No, it's because they're Alabama fans, and they can't stop dick riding Alabama like low key.
I can't stand fucking the other guy. And most of the black people I know, it's always been harm reduction. How they view it, they view the other side as far worse. So even if I can't stand, and honestly, a lot of them who are voting for Kamala, I've heard a lot of them say that they can't stand Kamala.
No, I just can't have Trump in there.
And that's what I've told many people. I said, I don't think I think people still underestimate how much a lot of people can't stand Trump.
They'll hit you with it's the better of two evils. No, the fuck it ain't, because it's still evil.
Both of them are still evil. I mean,
what the fuck?
And it's like, well, and that reminded me, since we did bring up Trump, what Chamonique said. Now, I know y'all probably wouldn't. Most people probably don't give a shit about this.
Thank you, peace. Exactly.
They probably don't give a shit about this. But this right here, what do you guys think about Trump's Puerto Rico comment? Y'all two probably don't give a shit. But that just doubles down more on why I can't fucking stand Trump. I still.
Well, I'm Haitian, so when he said the Haitian comment a couple years back, I was ready to go. And he just talked about us eating dogs and cats, bro. He can't keep Haiti out his mouth, bro. Well, I get it.
Well, Hurricane Maria, he fucking put a stop on billions of dollars to go, and the island is still fucked up.
Fucked up. Their infrastructure is terrible. They're rolling blackouts like nobody's business.
I don't get how any Puerto Rican could ever vote for Trump.
Well, Trump didn't. Well, just to be clear, Trump didn't say it. The comedian did.
No. I get that part, but I'm talking about what he has done when he was in office, and that's where my beef came. I mean, that's a big chunk of my problem with Trump. How he acted during Hurricane Maria. That's a big part of that, and how he has made it as if, okay, Puerto Ricans aren't even American citizens.
He just learned it. He just learned it when Hurricane.
I think a lot of Republicans have still, and also how many of them were like, "Why are we sending money to Puerto Rico? It needs to go to Texas. It needs to go here." And I'm like, "See, yeah, this is why I can't stand you, motherfuckers. This right here." Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, you could never get my vote ever. But they couldn't get I mean, I grew up with them. I grew up dealing with these motherfuckers always spitting in my face in some kind of way or another. See, a lot of y'all. No, I'm talking about Republicans. A lot of y'all might have grew up in Democratic areas, and Democrats was running everything shitty, so they were always your ire. But I got to see the red side spitting in my face all the damn time, so they could never have gotten my vote. And so I understand why a lot of people where I grew up was like, nope, we're just going to vote for the other ones. They not as bad as these fuckers that we dealing with.
Better of both evils, man. That's a wild statement to have to fucking say.
It took a while for me to be able to get out of that lesser of two evils mindset too, where I just realized both of y'all are just fucking evil.
Yeah.
But I also had to come to the mindset. I also had to come to an understanding that lesser two evils, regardless, there's nothing I can do about the evil. I just had to realize there's nothing I can do about this evil. It's going.
That's why there's no such thing as lesser of two. It's just two evil people. That's it.
Well, even what Peace does here,
there's no. Peace, I mean, it's like, hold on, you're gonna feed me. You gonna spoon feed me dog shit, or you gonna spoon feed me cat shit? Most people would say, well, damn. Maybe dogs have
a better appetite,
right? Like, so you're still feeding us shit. Either way we look at it.
And this is what Peace Stuff says: don't vote the lesser of two Zionists, AIPAC. Vote Jill Stein, Butch Ware. It doesn't matter. She ain't getting fucking elected at all.
Nah, that's like me putting Kanye in there.
It's just virtue signaling a different way. There is no way under God's green earth that they're ever going to let her get a chance at getting any kind of voting power or getting anything. And so
they did the same thing to Bernie.
There's no way through this system to kind of vote your way through this or vote your way out of this, or maybe if we can get the 5%, then down the road. No, I don't buy none of that shit. None of that shit. So that's the reason why I just take my ball and go home.
That's sad.
That's where I am with it.
Yeah, to me, there's the only way you can just register any kind of honest, if there's any kind of honest, like, you want to send a message, then don't vote, because registering your vote one way or the other just shows that you have faith in the system. And you got to break the system. We can't keep doing this less of, lesser than, less of, at least. Why are we always talking about a lesser evil or at least? We should be at most, or our new floor has to be the ceiling.
Nah, for real.
We keep getting, like, well, hey, we're in the basement. At least we're in the building. Nah, you know what? We need some sunshine coming through the windows. You know what I mean? As far as the comedians, going back to the original question, because I know we're getting away from it, but going back to the comedian Kill Tony's, Puerto Rico is a floating island, a garbage comment. Again, it's weird. One, it's not funny. Two, I get it. They always want to be edgy, right? And comedians should be edgy. Comedians should say certain things. It's just with these particular white folk, they don't never make fun of white shit. You never hear them say, hey, something about Germany, something about England. They may make fun of France.
Something about West Virginia, shit.
France, but like they don't make any comments about any white places, Switzerland, Sweden. They love all that. All of their most harsh jokes always involve non-white folk, right? So it's either going to be some type of offensive African joke, or South American joke, or Caribbean joke, right? That's where they're most hard hitting. And look, they're so brave all the time when it comes to, oh, I'm a comedian, I'm edgy. They say he made a Jewish joke. Oh, you could have went real hard. You could have went way harder on them. Why you choose to throw a little pebble when you could have thrown a boulder at them, especially now? But you made a choice. You chose not to because you know who you can piss off and make some money from, and you know who you can't. So all of these white guys on the right, you too have daddies. You're voting for your daddy who is controlled by his daddy's now widow in Miriam Adelson, right? Because she's the one really telling him what you're gonna do, right? Because I got the money.
Well, here I wanted to hop back on that too about because Charmonique had this to say. She said, but some Puerto Ricans think they are white. I wonder if they still think that. Well, here's the thing. Well, here's something that I want to say. I heard some Mexicans feeling like, oh well, why should I care because Puerto Ricans say this and do this about us? For the most part, no, they don't. There's not this back and forth Mexico, Puerto Rico, big.
Oh, now Puerto Ricans
outside of boxing. Well, if you call them that, that's different, because every Hispanic is mad if you call them something different than what they are. All of them.
Yeah, but
same with Asians too.
That too. So it's
but they have a pecking order.
Yeah, no, it's because they're so proud of what they are. They don't ever want to just be glumped into whatever. It's just like black people. We don't want to be called Africans, and Africans over there don't just want to be. Hey, no, I'm from Nigeria. I'm South African. They don't just want to be glumped in.
Yeah, because if you call me Jamaican, I got an issue because that's not even like we don't even speak the same language, bro.
but I've heard Mexicans out here try to put it on. They try
what's
to.
up, Bill? Why you say it like
on.
that?
It's the truth. Like, you're not about to come at me talking crazy. Like, sac passe, no boule. Like, no, we're not doing that patois. That's lazy English, bro. Get out of here.
Yo,
Whoa. Hey, you know what? Thank you for somebody hitting a shot back at Chris, because he be throwing all these shots at me, just spraying out randomly, hitting me all the damn time.
We're not doing that. And I can speak patois too. I grew up speaking patois, but we're not doing that. No. I speak Creole. I speak real good Creole over here.
But what I was gonna say is that a lot of the Puerto Ricans, as far as any of the Latinos who were complaining about the kids in cages and all that shit, Puerto Ricans were out there more than any of the other groups. A lot of Mexicans are the ones who were the biggest Trumpers and talking about build the wall and fuck them and all that shit like that. So a lot of the beef comes from inside the house, and then they pointing fingers out at everybody else. I mean, out here, how many times you hear about Mexicans literally shitting on other Mexicans, talking about them dirty, brown, ugly Oaxacans. So I mean,
whoa, never even knew that was a good one. Hey, what is this Latin X? I see Thomas Oklahoma had put down Latinos is Latin. Okay, I know about Latin X.
We don't use that bullshit.
I know that, but do you pronounce the X? I don't even know how you're supposed to say that.
Yeah, Latin. You're supposed to say Latin X.
I know there's some Chamonix, but I'm saying there's honestly the ones that once they get here in the States, they find out real quick. Those ones who think they white, they find out real quick.
No, they use a
nigga. Use a nigga too.
Yeah. They don't. The Puerto Ricans don't like the Mexicans too much. That's not a big thing. They tend to look at them a little bit the way Cubans look at niggas. Like, they really don't like that. And
I don't know why Cubans even look at us wild crazy, or how Dominicans can look at Haitians weird and we on the same island. That makes no sense.
Depending on which Cubans, because it's not all Cubans. Because
I know not all Cubans.
You know what the problem
it's mostly
is?
the old white Cubans. Let's draw that line there. And
the Ricans
go back to the island. Those old white Cubans hated dark Cubans even then, and still do.
But remember, the Puerto Ricans, despite looking like everybody in the region, because they have citizenship, they try to be the ones to look down their nose at everybody else in the diaspora. Like, you're not a citizen. You need a visa.
You got to get a visa to get over here. Oh, banana boats. They be quick to call you a banana boat, bro.
I'm talking some shit stuff, but most of them do not think like that in the day-to-day thinking. Most of them
if you live in New York,
like in the day-to-day thinking.
If you live back home, for real, they would be the first ones to talk shit. Oh yeah, you know what? My people have to come here. We just hop on a flight. We didn't even need to worry about that.
And what did you say? And more than likely, that started with some shit talking that was going on before. It wasn't like it just came out of nowhere and then running around. It was some shit talking that was going on that led to that.
So
the same way I've heard Jamaicans go back and forth with ones from Barbados.
Yeah, and from Trinidad and Tobago
don't like each other.
No, they don't like the Trinidadians either. Yes, Chris. I don't know, Chris.
All the smoke over here.
I don't know why. I don't know why they're so racist.
Why is USA on the hardcore racist?
Because it's the melting pot. You can't melt it without racism. That's all I got for you. You can't melt it without racism. That's the glue that keeps us together. Is the racism.
I agree, Chamonix, but that's not all of them that think like that. That's not all of them.
And yeah, because honestly, I met some Puerto Ricans like that.
I lived there. That is not like the common thought process. That is not how most think. Not even I'd say a very small percentage really think like that.
So I lived in Colorado where I lived with Mexicans who thought they were white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and I'm talking about some Mexicans damn near darker than me who think they white.
Yes, that's the part that I was about to get to. It's not even about skin complexion. Mm-hmm. It's just like they don't want to remember their heritage. I speak Spanish pretty fucking fluently. I'm actually a Spaniard. Yo, come on, so you use vosotros instead of nosotros?
So you
because I still speak Spanish.
Colonizer instead. I got it.
Okay. We weren't doing the bending. I mean, we was doing the bending. We won't getting bent over. That's what it sounds like to me. And I'm like, okay, Christopher Columbus. These motherfuckers be coming over here doing the most, and they want to claim. And I'm saying coming over here because they came over. They're like first generation Mexican in Colorado. You came over here. Now everything's cool, and now you don't speak Spanish. I can see that you speak Spanish, sir. I am sorry if that may seem racist, but I'm going to speak your language to you, bro. This motherfucker had the Pedro mustache. Okay, he was literally helping somebody.
A Dominican.
Yeah, no, he was helping somebody put their stuff on their cart because I would only buy from this one particular Mexican man. I would get soursop from him. He's literally helping this guy. He's helping another customer. So I'm asking this man in Spanish. This motherfucker looked at me and said, "Oh no, I speak English." No, the fuck you don't. No, you don't, bro. Point the soursop out to me, bro. Go get it out the back, because now you about to piss me off, because I fucking said it in perfect Spanish, what I was looking for, and you gonna hit me with the you don't speak Spanish, and you speak Spanish. And I didn't understand it. I know you speak Spanish, bro.
I watch your channel.
And like, what the fuck? You gonna sit here and tell me? And it took somebody having to tell me. They was like, well, when they get here, they be trying to like forget where the fuck they came from. And they want to be as American as possible, and they consider themselves white. And I'm like,
also in the Midwest, though, sometimes it is held against you. Whereas, like, you can be in Texas, New Mexico, California, and it's different. Like, so I get, and then I gotta address something that that Yonina was saying about the Dominican thing. You gotta understand also what they're saying is I'm not Black American. That's what many of them are trying to differentiate the difference. And many Black Americans will be like, no, you are not us. And so we got to factor in. It's not just this one-sided, I know Black because they're trying to, it's some kind of diss thing. And then you go into, if you understand about how they not caste system work, but like how they were divided with race, the way the Spaniards put shit on them, it's a whole different understanding on racial classes. It's the same thing as in South Africa when they call themselves colors. Colors. Same as being Black.
I had a South African ask me that.
It's a different thing. So it's a lot of Black Americans don't understand the differences between these nuances.
Give me a high five. No, I had a South African ask me that one day. One of my homegirls literally looked at me and said, "Hey, are you colored?" Obviously, I'm a fair-skinned Black woman. So I was like, yeah. And me being a nigga, I was like, hell yeah, I'm colored. Fuck you talking about? You goddamn right, I was a Negro. You know what I'm saying? Making jokes with them. So hours go by and she came back and asked me again. She was like, okay, if you colored, which one of your parents is white and which one of them Black? And I said, oh, nah, boo, I'm a nigga. Like through and through. Like niggas, I was like, at least like the last 3-4 generations, we ain't had nobody mixed in.
We saw this happen with the Tyler situation. Like there's a designation.
There's a designation for mixed.
For colored in South Africa, which is why they still use that term colored. It's not called Black like us. Whenever you look at your forms, whenever you fill out, when you go to an application on a job, survey,
it's a literal separate racial class.
It's giving you Black, white, Over there, it does not say Black. It says colored. And that usually
no. Over there it says Black, white, colored, and then it says Indian. Yes, Asian, Indian, Asian, exactly. Yeah. So colored is only for mixed people.
Different types of colors,
Yes,
and so they want to know what type of colored you are, and so it's not just and like, because this is what I try to explain to, like, I was going back and forth with some FBA people. America is the only place that did the one drop rule. Nobody else was doing the one drop rule. And that's why we don't get the difference with other people. I mean, if you got 10% Black in you and you look a little Black, you're Black now. You can be as light as hell. You're still Black. In fact, you might look 100% white. And they're going to be like, no, you're Black. America's the only people who do that shit.
Yep.
Because they was on some white purity type shit. Whereas Spain was like, okay, so you're a quarter Black, a quarter Asian, and it's your mom is Asian, and they was like really breaking this shit apart. Like, okay, so if your dad is black and native and your mom is Spaniard, then you're in this category. If it's reversed, you're in that category. And so that's what I'm saying. It's a whole fucking mess that they had going on. They had literally 16 different categories on how mixed people are. And then they go to the next generation. Let's say that this mixed person got with this mixed person. Then they want to know all the different mixtures and who's mixed on which way through your father or your mother. So that's what I'm saying. When they have this history that Dominicans and all these other people are coming to the country with, black it's simple for them. That's why I feel like a lot of FBA people don't get that nuance that they're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Back to that Dominican comment. I remember you. So the thing that is bothering me is that out of all of the countries in the Latin diaspora or the Caribbean diaspora that we talked about, Dominican Republic and Haiti do got beef. Like on their island. Like they was quick. Dominicans, I don't give a fuck. Cubans might say, you know what I'm saying, we know black. No, Dominicans will tell you, we know black. No black at all. And I'm like, y'all might be the blackest, to be honest. Like, I'm just trying to be honest.
Pretty close.
Like, I ain't trying to be funny. Between them and Brazil, y'all might be the blackest of the Latin Americans. Because I'm just saying, y'all is some niggers. Like, y'all look like for real. Like, who are y'all trying to fool? And so, I don't know. Those are the only ones that I actually have beef with. Dominicans, me and Dominicans it's on site.
It's also kind of like, basically, I'm not black is basically substituting for I'm not Haitian.
Yes,
really.
It is. I'm not black, I'm OJ.
That's really what it comes down to. Because there's so much beef between Haiti and Dominican Republic.
Yeah, I'm just not Haitian. Like, and it's so crazy.
Well, actually, Chamonix, all Brazilians don't say that. There's a lot of Afro-Brazilians who now older ones used to say that, but like the newer generation, they not rocking with that no more.
Nah, because we like them now.
A lot of the younger generations are like proud to represent the Afro-Brazilian.
And I like Brazilians too.
But you do got some Brazilians that are straight up fucking Germans who speak Spanish or speak Portuguese.
Yes, which is my new language. I'm going to learn too. I think Portuguese is a beautiful language. But
well, to me, it sounds like mixing Spanish and German together. It'd be some parts are kind of rough.
Yeah, it's like
it's not as smooth. Some of it sounds kind of rough.
Obrigado. If I'm not mistaken, that means mushroom. No. Yeah, obrigado. Coco melon. One of them shits mean mushroom. And it sounds like equally badish. Because even I love you in German sounds kind of rough.
Like even like when you're talking about the white thing, even out here in California, on the census, a lot of Mexicans who are not even close to white are classified as white.
Yeah, because they let motherfuckers get that chance back in the 1920, 1924.
No, they told them that they are, and so they just do it.
That's crazy.
And what's crazy to me is because I'm like, where I grew up, them white people would have told you real quick, you are not motherfucking white. Don't be marking that shit down. They would have fucking changed that shit line through it. You are not white.
Nah, I noticed it in Colorado. They did that.
Brazilians are extremely judgmental. You know, I've come into close contact with them over the last like 2 years or so, and yeah, I've seen a side of them I didn't know before, right? So now I could tell you, like, yeah, they funny money too, bro. Funny.
Well,
money.
Yeah, a lot of the Brazilians that you're gonna run into in Florida are real funny money, just in general, because they hear on some other shit. That's all I'll say. I'll leave it at that. Let y'all figure it out. But you meet ones who are like actually live in Brazil. It's different. It's the same as if you meet a New York Italian. New York Italians are not the same as Italians. Not even close.
That's funny. You right though. You ain't lying.
I mean,
I have one Sicilian friend, and they talk so much shit about these fucking Italians here, and I'd be like, baby, you're right, and it's true, down to the tomato sauce. Like, fuck out of here.
No, the Italians didn't like the Sicilians, so the Italian kids in my school, when I was coming up, they would be like, "Oh, you're not black, you Sicilian." To me, as a joke, because we'd be like, "Hey, you white boy, you look like Irish kid," So then they'd be like, "Oh, you Sicilian, whatever."
Well,
there's a beef
they
there
carrying
too.
on that beef. They carrying on that beef that's over there, because literally they're over there. That's the same thing. If you're mainland Italian, because I lived in Sicily, Sicilians like, no, we're Sicilians.
Don't bring that.
We're not Italian. We are Sicilians.
We don't know them niggas over there. I love Sicilians.
And even the culture is just different. I mean, well, not only the culture is different, you get up there and you see a stark difference. Like the so-called Sicilians here be looking like mainland Italian. I mean, they don't look the same. You take a lot of Sicilians and you could dump them in parts of Mexico and never even tell who's who.
That olive skin, man. I love Italians. I don't do outside my race, but I do an Italian.
So guys, we're already at like 3:10. We don't have much else.
Sorry, y'all.
Well, we're gonna give. We want to finish out with something before we. If were you about to close out?
Yeah, I was about to say the last thing that I wanted to bring up is that obviously we're only a few days away from the election, right? So, obviously we won't be back on until the election. Since I brought it up, I'll just go ahead and say this. I don't think that we will have the results on Tuesday. I've already been seeing coming out of some states saying that it's going to take them days to completely count their votes. So and again, I'm seeing more celebrities do ads on the internet about voting by mail. So again, they're setting it up to be a clusterfuck. I think when it's all said and done, Trump should be announced the winner at some point. I firmly believe that the numbers are on his side and not by a little bit. I think it's a lot. I think Kamala has just turned off people. She's running ads in Pennsylvania that say, "Hey, I'm a good friend of Zionists," and then running ads in Dearborn, Michigan saying, "Hey, we need a ceasefire for Gaza." Not that she's saying anything radically different, but she's being explicit with one, and she's beating around the bush with the other. I think that's going to cost her some votes in Michigan. And again, like I said, all this stuff comes down to is about all this election will come down to is 5 states, maybe 6, most. At most 6. But I think it's really 5. But anyway, so I think Trump should win easily. It's not an endorsement. It's just that's what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. People I come across, I don't meet very many people that's like, "Oh, I'm messing with Kamala." I just haven't this cycle.
I guess I'll say my point and then I'll give Teal the last word on it. Oh shit, Lucy snuck in here or snuck back in. Oh, I guess she was here the whole time. But I would say I still think it's close. I've even heard Charlie Kirk and a couple of other prominent Republicans get a little bit nervous about some of the polls they've seen in certain areas. Though I do believe Kamala's vote with Black voters and Latinos will be down. I'm hearing a whole lot about gender gap stuff, and I still think it's underestimated, the Roe versus Wade shit. So I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised either way. I still think it's going to be close no matter who wins. Last thing I'll say. I was going to say, I have heard polling that a whole lot of white women are fucking with Kamala, which makes sense to me. So that's all I'll say.
Yeah, the Pumpkin Spice Latte Committee has definitely endorsed Kamala Harris. Thank you so much. I I don't give a fuck, y'all. I'm sorry. I just don't give a damn. And this sounds terrible. If either one of these niggas win, ain't shit gonna change in my fucking life. I promise you that. Um, hashtag hit me up, bitches, if y'all need help getting an abortion. Like I'll take you over state lines. I don't give a fuck if Trump win. If Trump don't win, I hope your coochie get rights again. I don't know anymore. Cause like honestly, I'm fucked either way. Either my coochie gonna have some rights or it ain't. Or it's not gonna get none right away. Come on, like just cause it's an office, like nothing shakes immediately. I need people to start noticing that part of it too. Like this bitch can promise you the fucking stars in the world, just like your baby daddy did. Don't mean that motherfucker gonna come through with it. It doesn't matter.
And if you're only going in there to vote, if you're only going in there to vote for Trump or for Kamala, and you just vote down the ticket for Congress, right? Or Republican all the way down, Democrat all the way down.
Thank you. Is she really doing research?
That means you have kept the composition of Congress the way it is. Okay, this Congress, whether Trump was president or Biden was president, did nothing to. I want to say did nothing. They did a few things. They could have done more, but just realize that this is the Congress. You're sending back the same group of Congress people. So for the people who are like, oh, I'm scared of Trump, this Congress didn't work with him to begin with. Not on anything that he said he truly wanted to do.
Yeah. And honestly, they're not working with Biden, black ass. Biden old ass either. They didn't help Biden. Correct. So nevertheless, these niggas don't give a damn about you. No matter who they put as far as the puppet or the mouthpiece, it doesn't matter. So put down Bernie Sanders, Vice President Kanye, and figure out the rest of these motherfuckers' positions. God damn it. Yeah, it don't, because none of them first two names even give a damn. Who cares? Y'all need to be worrying about where the fuck goddamn what's his black ass name? What's that black dude that's in fucking Congress? Us on the Supreme Court. Anyway, get them niggas out of office. Them old niggas need to rotate and get out. Supreme Court needs to slide out. Our Congress needs to slide out. The Senate needs to get rearranged and rumbled the fuck up. Nobody gives a fuck about the president. Hashtag Bill Dotrieve. 2024. I mean, if y'all don't know who Bill Dotrieve is, write him down in your ballot. See if he'll win.
Look, Lucy said, "I'm too old for abortion. I need IV or need IVF." Right. With that being said, it's like, it's the only issue because Michelle Obama's last appearance was, "Oh, you need to be able to, we need health and." Abortions. So vote for Kamala because she's gonna make sure y'all
you can get that baby scrape. Just like any other OnlyFans hoe, we can get your baby scrape for the low. Abortions. Like, get the fuck out of here. That's all I've been hearing. And at the Democratic National Convention.
If I'm okay, I'm good. What do you mean?
Marcus is fine. They was giving out abortions at the motherfucking DNC. They was giving DNCs at the DNC.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drop my mic on that one. That was bars. That was a bar. They were doing fire. DNCs at the DNC.
That was fire.
That's it. Because it doesn't make sense. Y'all so quick to kill us off, but y'all not here actually giving us actual health insurance. Niggas is dying. Niggas can't get insulin, but y'all worrying about abortions. Bitches can't even get birth control to stop the abortion from happening in the first place, but y'all want to talk to me about abortions. Y'all motherfuckers are selling Plan B for $50, but I can't get a fucking pack of fucking birth control that can help regulate these emotions and these hormones. But we can talk about abortions, though. But y'all ain't even giving me fucking mental health care after I get the abortion. So now I'm really fucked up in the brain after you done scrape my insides out and let me know that I can't have a baby again. Thank you, Kamala. Thank you. The waiting list for an abortion line is shorter than the waiting list to get a fucking therapist. Does that make fucking sense?
You see, this is the perspective they don't get it, right? Because this should be the argument as opposed to they want to have abortions after the baby's born. You run into a stupid
I just want to go to the doctor's office and not have to fucking give up my firstborn child. That's what I want. I mean,
Oh,
shit.
you didn't want to give up your kidney to fix your kidney?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. We thought you might
Like
want to give up
you
your
don't really
kidney.
need 2 kidneys, do you?
And like,
I
you
mean,
want this insulin, right? Well, we can only give it to you half off if you only got 1 kidney. So we got to take the other one out, and then we can give you the insulin.
yeah, that's
What?
what I want. Do that. Fix that. How about let's get some more money in people's pockets and not no fake stimulus checks that you're gonna come and try to tax us for later. I
Bruh.
mean,
Like I said here, Marcus, they're like, it's so weird. They're like, hey, get abortions. We're offering child tax credits to
For the
young
abortion you just gave me? Gotta have a baby first.
How are we gonna have this tax? How are we gonna get the child tax credit if we keep running to have abortions?
I don't know.
Chris, it's so wild because they just figured out how tampons work like this year. They just recently started using actual blood to test tampons, Chris. They don't know what the fuck they doing. They can't keep up demographics on abortions. Planned Parenthood don't do they shit right. I've seen it. It's insane. And it's at any stage. Unfortunately, this may be personal, but I had to have a late term DNC because I had a birth defect. It happened a week before they returned Roe versus Wade. My appointment was after Roe versus Wade. Thank God I was in a state that let it happen. But there was a woman that came up from Texas who had the same fucked up ass baby as I had. And she had to fucking come from Texas to come get the shit taken care of. And it's just ridiculous. It doesn't matter the late term stage or not. Some tests you don't get back until you in your 3rd trimester damn near. And when you get them tests, they give you an ultimatum. You going to have this 3-eyed baby, 3-eyed, 2-armed, 14-foot baby, or are you going to send it back to Jesus on a mulligan? And it's a fucked up decision. And then after that, they just throw you out in the streets and say, figure it the fuck out. They don't tell you how fucked up it makes you as far as your mental health. And then you have to call people to try to get mental health, and they telling you it's a 30 day to 9 month fucking waiting list. Y'all are crazy. That's crazy to me. That should be fucking automatic after a woman goes through something traumatic, because it's traumatic regardless if she wanted to do it or not. But they don't care about that. They want to pacify everybody by saying, well, this motherfucker said he gonna take it away, so we gonna give it back to you. Like, that's fucking cool in the first place. It's not like bitches out here doing this shit like they fucking going to the club. It's not like that type of party, I'm telling you. Motherfuckers couldn't even get pads for free. Why am I still paying for pads if we worried about women's health so much? Sorry, I don't want to look. We talk about this after the election, because I'll pop off, because this the shit that be blowing me. They talk all this women reproductive rights and this, that, and the third. IVS costs an arm and a leg. Okay, can't get your fucking eggs frozen if you ain't fucking balling. Like, it's like fucking, if you want to fucking actually deal with women's health rights, you got to be Magic Johnson in the AIDS community. Like, you got to have bread. You got to have bread, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense. You talking, and not to mention, you talking to mad bitches in the political game that ain't never carried a kid they motherfucking self. You ever seen any of these bitches pregnant? Not a single fucking one. Why? Because they paid another bitch to do it.
Yeah.
They got the money to have another bitch go through that. They got the money to have another bitch go through postpartum, them extra hormones. Them bitches ain't never dealt with that shit. So how the fuck you gonna talk to me about some shit?
Their career was too important.
Yes, I'm one of them bitches. I thought my career was too fucking important to have kids. Then I got knocked up, and you get fucking hormones that you can never get rid of, y'all. It changes your brain chemistry. You never get to revert back to that girl. Shout out. You never get that shit back. So none of these women have tapped into that maternal motherhood DNA that gets fucking fucked with when you have a baby. None of them know. So how the fuck are you telling me anything?
And even when they have these kids, they don't raise these kids. So it's just like, please stop. Please stop.
Bro, it's a fucking clusterfuckery.
You have a woman who is, so look, this is also too, since and this will be the real last thing I say, since the Democratic Party loves playing optics, right? That you're telling me this is a black woman who went on Shannon and said, well, we're not really black, we just cool with all the black people around, we call them aunties and shit. So yeah, we black by proximity. You feel me? So anyway, it's go vote for the black woman who has no kids, but is going to protect your reproductive rights and give you child tax credits. It's she's married to a white man.
And she's not really black.
It's just there's a lot of things that optically speaking make no sense, bro. It's hard to look at.
The whole debacle is hard to deal with, especially with the whole woman candidate thing. Because like I got a lot of women that get mad at me when I tell them I don't want to vote for Kamala, and for my reasoning behind it is that she does not represent me in a multitude of different areas. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sucked no dick to get to the top. I worked my fucking ass off.
Did you see that? Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it. I was wondering what Deep State was talking about.
Did you see it? Did you see it, Teal? I'm not gonna surely reenact it.
Well,
but Trump was reenacting.
Was he seriously like
pause?
mock doing
like is it pause status, Chris?
Is that a, yeah?
It would be. It's not. If I did it, there's no pause in the world that could save me.
Oh my God!
I would be.
No, you gotta. No, hold on, Chris. Hold on. You gotta go find that.
Wait,
video.
he jerked
Somebody
off the
drop a
mic
clip.
You
gotta put the clip up because I don't know about this. We need to see this.
Okay, hold on. Let me find
this.
This
is what you call must see TV. I want to.
Thank you.
Oh, y'all didn't see
I'm
him?
like, I don't know what
No.
you're talking about.
Like,
I mean,
they giving it
like doing your man doing
Streets.
the hawk tour on the mic.
Not the hawk tour.
That's what DJ was talking about, the hawk tour, and I was like, I don't know what he's talking about.
You ain't seen do the hawk tour on the mic, and look, he gave it a hand job, and
he said he is the father of IVF. Deep State is funny. You funny. He molested the flag. Not molested. I don't know why, but I had a white man tell me that when I was working from home. I was taking calls, and he was so mad that we had an update and it changed the shit. And he was an old man too, I could tell. And he was just like, "You messed it up. You just went and molested it." And I was just like, I don't even think that's how you're supposed to use this.
And shout out, by the way, to Sinead. For those who don't know, Sinead has been one of the longest standing listeners of this program.
Thank you.
She's been following. She's been listening to me blab my gums for about 5 years.
Thank you for listening to me blab my gums.
So much respect.
So y'all didn't see this?
I ain't seen none of this. Why he holding it like that?
Whoa. Okay.
That's him. That's State Man.
Okay, so my man's is over here double fisting it.
You see what he was doing at the Epstein parties.
I can see what Epstein. He was at the Diddy party too.
Oh yeah, he was definitely in there.
He was out here getting Diddy on the diddler. Ooh.
Oh no.
I miss Mad TV, y'all. I miss Mad TV so much. It's really the finger in the booty for me. That lets me know y'all really with it.
That's right. I forget you had a lifetime of pegging people and stuff. So
yes, y'all probably hear some of those. I wouldn't even say a lifestyle. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? There's just a group of men that actually participate in that type of thing. And I just happen to be the person that does the bending. I don't know. I be making people bend.
Look, Deep State says jail.
Jail.
Oh, did y'all also see when Trump went spaghetti legs?
Damn, did he fall?
He got close.
Now he out here with the James Brown feet.
Chris said that's a little weird. No, it's not a little weird. That's a lot weird. Why are you as a man at all imitating any of that? You see, Marcus and I won't even begin to start trying to copy that, make fun of it in no type of way. We'll talk about it. But you see, we haven't even attempted to try to copy it to make fun of it. Matter of fact, if we did that, if we did that and we're not comedians, you should really look at us suspect. I'm just
sus as hell. That shit is kind of crazy. That shit is kind of wild. The mic stand, not the mic too. So like look, that man was double. My man was over here with the bukkake hands.
And look, aren't they the ones always talking about alpha males?
The red pill motherfuckers? I can't stand red pill motherfuckers.
So if they always talk about alpha males, is there alpha male behavior? I'm just asking a question.
I mean, you got to be an alpha male to be able to get on your knees and be able to give somebody the guac 9000. My name is Teal.
Saturday. Marcus, get us out of here.
Yo. I gotta show you this one last one real quick. When I told you he got the noodle legs for a minute. I don't know what was going on here, but he got the noodle legs for a minute. Somebody was like, I think that this is a multiple thing. They had a little clip of like a couple of times where this happened with him, but I was like, he all right? Let me make it big. The screen.
Yes, streets.
The screen. Y'all see that?
No, what happened?
Oh, noodle leg McGee. Little wobble. Shake it. Drop it. Ooh, take it. Let me see your wobble.
1, 2 step. Let's go back.
Ooh, okay.
Let me see your wobble. Why isn't there a completion of him having noodle legs to like juveniles back that ass up?
Yeah, see.
That or Webby. I need to hear. Girl, give me that. Oh.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh man. Give me that. Oh yeah. Now
exactly. Now you gonna want to hear that song again, Chris.
No, I'm about to go play it right after this. Girl, give me that. Oh.
Okay. Sorry, y'all. All right. Thanks for having me on the show this Saturday.
Of course.
Thanks for coming through. I know you got a lot going on with your, with your business.
I've been I've been booked and busy lately. I have products in Atlanta now. I have a catering event in Atlanta. My business is kind of thriving where I'm at currently. So things are kind of working out in my favor. My friend asked me a couple weeks ago, it was like, would you rather be a medium-sized fish in the ocean or would you rather be a big fish, like a huge fish in a pond? At first I was like, I didn't want to be a huge fish in a pond, but now I'm a little bit better about that. So I'm enjoying myself.
Oh, and thank you to whoever dropped the ball on that Neo catering gig.
Yes, thank you. Fuck you. Yeah, thank you. You gotta thank the bums, bro, because the bums be setting it up for you to get the alley-oop. You feel me? Euro stepped right out the way. Appreciate you. And I've just been good ever since. And thanks everybody in the chats. Y'all are fun. Thanks for letting me be fun and cool with y'all. And I'm glad that I'm funny as hell and I can bring some giggles on this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we trying to be out. We trying to head out to DC for the inauguration. Whoever the motherfucker is get elected. I don't know, Teal. You think you might be out in that area around that time?
Most definitely. And if y'all need a place to crash, I have a whole second floor that's an arcade. Y'all can crash up there. I got beds and pads and shit. And I only live a couple of hours from there, so we can definitely like drive in or go hang out the day before.
That would be fucking hella cool.
Yeah, bro. Like I know
y'all imagine street interviews with the three of us?
Yikes. I ask wild questions, so I don't know.
Hey.
I told y'all, if y'all ever read my Facebook, when I die, it's gonna be hilarious. Because man, the things that I say.
No, that's funny as shit, man.
I mean, this will be my last thing I say, then I'm gonna leave. This is our last funny joke for the night, y'all. So I recently decided that when men start playing in my face and start getting on my nerves, I'm just gonna start staring at their hairline really, really hard and be like, so before you got up, did the barber hand you that mirror or anything? Exactly. Look, everybody gonna get mad as a bitch with their barber. I'm like, so did you want him to push your shit back like that?
Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Was that on
So
purpose?
was that on purpose? You just let him doodle in your shit? Like he just was doodling in your head, and did he finish the design, or you liked it like that?
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't want him to fade that in?
Or you could fuck him up and be like, that's why. Well, since you want to be an asshole, I wasn't gonna tell you was thinning and walk off.
Exactly. And that's why your
Have
barber
his
pushed the
mind
shit
all
back.
fucked up. Have his mind
Yeah.
all fucked up. Tell him he thinning in the back.
You
can't
dead
see,
ass.
you can't see the shit anyway.
Exactly. And that's why you plug Joe. I mean, your barber plugged your ass, and you ain't even want to tell you that. How you mad at that man, but now you got a plug back here. But it's you. It's cool. That's you.
That
That's what you
remind me
like.
that remind me of that one joke, that barber who he was like, man, why you always saying mad funny shit, man?
He be saying weird shit in their ears and stuff. Yes, I
He
love
was
those
like, yo,
barbers.
you get that thing moved up. He's like, hey, man.
Yeah. That shit real nice, real crisp. Like I like that. Yeah, I like that. Why are you in my ear, whispering in my ear, bro?
Yeah, nah, you're not supposed to do that. Nah.
All right, guys.
All right,
Thanks.
y'all. This has been a Political Matrix. I'm Young Morpheus here with Cy Lawson and Voodoo. So good to have Teal on the show. It's always fun. It's always a good affair. Much appreciation to all of y'all who tapped in with us. Much love to everybody. Crazy election shit, I think, coming no matter which way it goes. And I'm looking forward to a shit show down the road in the next couple of months. And no matter who get in, we're going to be complaining about they punk ass anyway. So that said, this Political Matrix. Y'all have a good one. Be blessed. Stay less stressed and safe out there.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. And like that, he's gone.